There is nothing like Alumni Weekend in Atlanta. All of your favorite Braves are here. And yes, of course, Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Boy, it's great to see all those smiling faces as the Braves and Pirates meet in Game 2 of our 4-game set on a gorgeous Friday night in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, all of our All-Stars are here. Paul Bird, Denny Nagel, and what a matchup. It's a matchup of the Andersons. Ian for Atlanta looking for his 4th victory of the year. Tyler Anderson for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He, too, looking for his 4th win of the season. It is the Friday night showdown. The Braves and the Pirates from Truist Park, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Jeff Francoeur and Paul Bird will join me as we get you set for Braves baseball after the break. Speed record. Not only did he participate in the pregame parade for Alumni Weekend, he caught the ceremonial first pitch from Chipper Jones and has made his way to the booth. Big ovations for Chipper and Frenchie as we get the night off to a great start at Truist Park.
Whoa. He's a Hall of Famer, man. What are you going to do? Love you too.
That was not a little lob to the plate. That was what, 85 miles an hour or so?
Yeah, and I framed it beautifully.
You did.
It's unbelievable.
It's a perfect night for
baseball. And then
baseball.
I got up here in 4 minutes. It's, you know,
you're not even sweating.
No, I'm in good shape.
Well, yes, you are. Toyota starting lineup for the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates, who won Game 1 of the series. We got a great matchup right out of the box. Ian Anderson against Adam Frazier, who had 4 hits last night. Jeff, Ian Anderson at home has been great. He's been great all year. Need him to go deep in this game and let the Braves offense go to work.
He's been kind of the horse in this rotation. Last 5 starts, he's 3-1 with a 2.43.
And the first pitch of the night is bunted. Kevin Smith debuting for the Braves. Throws to first and not in time. It's a bunt single. Adam Frazier has his 5th hit against Atlanta in a game plus. And that's how Game 2 starts. A bunt for a base hit. Frazier now 16 for his last 27 and has not struck out in any of those 27 trips to the plate.
And see, just beat it.
He's the hits leader, folks. That's 59 base hits for the Pirates leadoff man. He is wearing out the Braves. Here's Kevin Newman. He's gone 54 straight at bats without a strikeout. That's a pretty nifty combo, Jeff, at the top of your order. In this day and age of baseball, Frazier and Newman, not a lot of power, but they find a way to get on and set the table.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I do love about Ian this year, pretty even. Righty's hitting 210 off him, lefty's hitting 211, so he's done a good job shutting down both sides of the plate.
Newman had a hit last night. He drove in a run for Pittsburgh. Pirates are 18-25 on the year. They're 10-14 on the road. Again, not a very powerful Pittsburgh ball club. They are rebuilding. They're adding pieces slowly and deliberately under Ben Cherington, their general manager. Well, we've already seen in the first game of this series, they've got some really nice pieces for the present and for the future. Adam Frazier is certainly one of them, and he leads from first. And that's upstairs. Ball 2. Mentioned Kevin Smith starting behind the plate for Atlanta. The Braves got him in a cash transaction with Tampa Bay. Something to keep in mind. Ian Anderson is pitching to the 4th different catcher in his first 9 starts for Atlanta. We'll see how these two work together for the first time. The pitch is off the plate. It's 3-0.
If there's one thing that's gotten to Ian before, it's that first inning, Chip. He seems to struggle in the first inning. 3.86 ERA in the first. After that, 2.4.
He could use a ground ball here. 3 balls, no strikes. And Powder River, a good live fastball. And he's got one. Mid-90s. And that devastating changeup, which has generated a 41% whiff rate. We'll try to come back from a 3-1 count now for the Pirates shortstop, Kevin Newman. Big crowd filing in for Friday night, Alumni Weekend, and fireworks tonight after the game. And a base hit the other way on the ground. Around second is Frazier. He will stop as Acuna gets to it quickly. Pirates did that a lot last night. They are more than willing to put the ball in play and hit it the other way, and here we go again. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, and especially these first 2 hitters, Chip. That's one thing they do. They move the bat. They're good with it. Those are the table setters.
So they have set the table for Brian Reynolds. He hit a long home run here last night to straightaway center. One of his 4 on the season, 17 RBIs. See if Ian can control this switch hitting number 3 hitter. Pirates last night 6 hits with runners in scoring position. Got to slow that down tonight. And a little pop out towards short, and everybody's back safely. Reynolds swings at the first pitch and is retired. Now Anderson's a ground ball away, perhaps, Jeff, from getting out of the inning. What are your 4 keys, by the way, as we get you caught up?
Well, I just said it. Get through the first for him. You know the ERA in the first compared to last. If he can get through that, he tends to get on a roll. And Chip, the 3 and 4 hitters in the Braves lineup. And as of now, it's Ozuna, Albies, 2 for their last 43, and that 3-4 combo is hitting 199 on the season. We got to get that production from the middle part of the lineup.
The Pirates cleanup man is Gregory Polanco tonight. He was 0 for 4. Most of Polanco's struggles have come against left-handed pitching. He's got the right-hander Ian Anderson facing him here. And that missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Anderson's fastball is more than good enough, but that changeup is the difference maker for him in this era of high velocity. That is truly a devastating pitch for these hitters set on dead red. That's what's allowed him to get that 55% ground ball rate.
But it's so funny with Ian. You just feel almost every first inning he's finding the strike zone, and like you said, if he can find a way to escape without any runs, we see him kind of build, and he gets better as the game goes on typically.
And he was great last time out in Milwaukee. 6+ innings of 2-hit 1-run ball against the Brewers. 2-0 pitch is fouled away. A fastball, 2-1 the count. Derek Shelton's Pirates have been outscored by 48 runs this year. They're hitting .229 as a team. They're averaging almost 8 hits per game, a little over 8 strikeouts per game. We'll see what happens in the second of 4. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Memory serves, Jeff, against Milwaukee, that's kind of what Ian did. He just threw fastballs until the Brewers caught up, and then he was able to break out his secondary pitches.
Absolutely, and I think one thing for Ian is he's gotten more and more starts. He's done that, saved that pitch sometimes for a second, third time through the lineup.
And Polanco swings through, 95 up around his eyes. Fastball after fastball, and Polanco is the second out.
You can see the rise on that pitch. Looks like it's top of the zone and just keeps going a little, kind of like Rodriguez was doing last night for the Pirates.
That truly must be an optical illusion, because Anderson is straight over the top, and yet he still gets rising action on the pitch. Wow.
And at 95.
Ooh, pretty impressive. Here's Jacob Stallings. He hit a homer last night, and that just missed. Kevin Smith tried to frame it. 1 ball, no strikes. Frazier a bunt single. Kevin Newman an opposite field single. I'll pop out and strike out later. Anderson's hopeful of getting out of this first inning with the Pittsburgh catcher. Boy, it's so great to see all those Braves alumni before the game. The parade through the Battery. Hope that brought back a lot of great memories for Braves fans dating back to the 60s.
I know, for me, Rafael Furcal, I got to see Fuki, who was one of my favorite teammates my rookie year.
Love seeing Bob Horner. When I was a kid, he was one of my favorite Braves, teaming with Dale Murphy. Always great to see Bob back in town. We'll have several of the alumni coming up to visit us over the course of the weekend, including tonight. So we'll take a trip or two down memory lane with them, along with you at home, wherever you might be. 1 ball, 1 strike for Jacob Stallings, and off the plate. And now 2-1 the count. With Anderson sometimes working into the ball game in the first inning, sometimes his pitch count gets elevated, which you hope he can minimize the rest of the way. The next one is his 16th. And it's chopped toward third. Riley's got it, throws on the run, and Ian Anderson gives up back-to-back hits. And then the Pirates can't get the ball out of the infield. The Braves right-hander off to a good start. So are we. No score.
And we miss you all around here at the yard.
Skipper, here you got a birthday coming up. Just want to reach out and tell you happy birthday and tell you that we missed you down at the ballpark. We hope to see you real soon down there. Hope you have a good one, buddy. Take it easy.
We'll have those tributes all night long, and I know, Jeff, you'd like to say happy birthday to the Braves manager, Bobby Cox.
Yeah, happy birthday, Skip. I know that man right there wishes you were down here too. We love you. Pam, take care of the big guy.
All I'm going to add is ditto times 1,000. There's Brian Snitker, the Braves manager. His Toyota batting order pretty much the same with the exception of Kevin Smith, who's debuting with the Braves for the first time, and it is a battle of the Andersons. Ian for Atlanta, Tyler for the Pirates, a former Colorado Rocky, and now 3-3 with the Buccos this year.
Hey, he's got the 4th best ERA for southpaws in the NL. He's going to throw a fastball at 90, cutter, and a changeup. The last start against the Giants, only 5 innings, 4 earned runs, gave up 2 homers in the first inning, which has been a problem for the Pirates. 43 runs in the first. This year.
You can see right away why he might give a hitter trouble with that very first pitch. Look at how he begins his windup, and he has almost a double leg hitch before he turns the ball loose. You're not used to seeing that. That's got to be disconcerting as a major league hitter. Watch right there and there. And that one's hammered foul.
It reminds me the first time I ever faced Dontrell Willis down in Florida in '05. Struck me out 3 times. And I was just mesmerized. And I remember Chipper, when we went back in '06, said literally look out where he releases the ball. Don't look anywhere else. I think the same kind of thing here. You got to look for that release point. And don't worry about all the extra stuff that goes on.
That's good advice. Let's see if Acuna and company can follow it. Got to get Ronald going. He's 2 for his last 21 at the plate. That's over a 7-game stretch for the Braves. 2 balls and a strike. And a line drive into left. That's how we like things to get started. Both leadoff hitters have singles to start the night. Acuna's aboard in front of Freddie Freeman.
Change up, 2-1 pitch. Beautiful piece of hitting.
These guys are somewhat similar, aren't they? Both throw fastballs and changeups. That's their main arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, look, Anderson max 91.
Right.
So he's trying to hit corners.
Whereas Ian can blow it right by you at 95. Freddie swings the first pitch, drives that to center. Reynolds going back. And he's a step or 2 onto the warning track. Acuna's going to tag, and he's going to belly flop into second. Good base running.
Not only that, good base running, but it shows me his ankle's feeling pretty darn good, which is a good sign. He was 20 feet out there, got all the way back to first, seeing Reynolds catch it going towards the wall. Knew he couldn't get anything on the throw. See Ronald right here. Look, see him going back. And he catches the ball before Ronald even tags it first, but knowing that momentum's taking him. Good base run.
Well, here's your point, Jeff. 3-4 hitters for the Braves have got to get going. First opportunity to score for Marcell Ozuna. It was 1 for his last 22. 1 on 1 out after the Acuna hit. He moves up on the fly ball to center.
But that Blue Jays series and Brewers series, he was hitting those lefties. So he's 9 for his last 25 against left-handed pitching after starting the year 0 for 20.
Marcell looks for his first hit in the series. 0 for 5. 23 RBIs. Be nice to get a nice crooked number on the board early tonight. Take a little pressure off. Pitch is cued to the right side. Frazier's going to glove that. And that's the second out. Acuna to third, and Ozzie Albies the hitter. So Ozuna tried to hit it the other way, just didn't hit it hard enough to get past Mr. Frazier. So here's Ozzie. Ozzie's 0 for his last 16.
Yeah, but if there's any time for Ozzie to get going, it's from this side of the plate. Always said it, one of the best right-handed hitters against left-handed pitching. Struggled early, kind of like Ozuna, and then he finally got some at-bats from this side of the plate.
1 ball, no strikes. Ozzie at 219 on the year. He has cracked 6 homers, 18 RBIs. Acuna is really aggressively coming down the third base line as Ozzie awaits the pitch. Well, his stance from the right side is as wide open as I have ever seen it. Both feet almost touching the back line of the batter's box. And he's almost squarely looking at the starting pitcher here. 2-0. He is high, ball 3. Look how far back in the box Ozzie is. And look how open that stance is. See if he's green lighted 3-0. He was, and now 3 balls and a strike.
Good pitch to go on.
I think that's a trend we're seeing, Jeff. There really isn't much of a red light on 3-0 anymore.
There's not.
And there really isn't a prototypical hitter's count anymore. It's pretty much kitchen sink at any time. The pitch is 3-2. Fastball up. That's been problematic for Albies of late. Full count.
That's where guys go to get him. He's hitless in 32 at bats this year against the elevated heaters. When Ozzie lays off that, gets into the count, and gets that ball down in the zone, that's when he's at his best.
The 3-2 swing and a shot headed for the gap. That's going to work. That ball is off the base of the wall. A run is in. Ozzie's at second, and the Braves strike with 2 outs in the first. There we go. That's how you break an over. And that ball jumped off his bat.
Said from the right side of the plate, you gotta love Ozzie's approach. He got a 3rd straight fastball. That one a little bit lower for him. Throws his hands. That thing was backspin.
So Ozzie gets to mix it up. That's RBI number 19. Austin Riley is the hitter. Riley carries a 5-game hitting streak into tonight's action. We talk all the time, Jeff, about how pitchers have reverse splits. Austin Riley as a hitter has some reverse splits. It's hard to imagine that Austin has had most of the trouble at the plate against left-handed pitching. You'd think a guy like Anderson would be right in his wheelhouse. Maybe he will be. But 17 strikeouts in 38 plate appearances against the left-hander.
Yeah, he's struggled against the southpaws. That was pretty cool talking to Chipper down there before the game. Chip, he could not say enough things about Austin Riley and his approach the last 6 weeks and how hard he's worked to get to where he's at. For a Hall of Famer to brag on you like that, it's pretty darn good.
Riley at 298 for the year, looking for RBI number 13 or 14. Braves lead 1-0 in the first. Here it is, and a cue shot is foul. Cutter. A ball and 2 strikes. It is a perfect night. Gentle breeze again blowing toward the Chop House tonight. Big crowd on hand. Huge crowds expected Saturday and Sunday. And it's going to get hot. Temperatures in the 90s by Monday. Mid to upper 90s, I should say, on Monday.
Make sure you hydrate.
Ozzie leads at second, a ball and 2 strikes for Austin Riley. Here it is. Took a shot at right. Fought off the changeup. Braves start play tonight, 3.5 games behind the Mets. The injury-riddled New York Mets. We'll talk about that later tonight. First, the 1-2 pitch for Riley. Here it is. And it's tipped and caught. And that will retire the side. Acuna scores on an Ozzie double after 1. The Braves start the weekend off right. Get the game's first run over the Pirates. Ronald Acuna Jr. scores yet again for Atlanta as we welcome you back to Truist Park. It truly is a star-studded booth when the Braves president Derek Schiller joins us. Happy Alumni Weekend, Derek. It's great to actually see you in person on this gorgeous night as we look out at the ballpark. Look at all these faces enjoying Braves baseball live again.
Thank you. As I just shook your hand for the first time, like live, being up here, it's been fantastic watching these crowds come in, including today. We've got a big crowd here today, big crowd Saturday, and a really big crowd on Sunday. So looking forward to a huge weekend.
Things are getting back to normal in the baseball world, I guess.
Certainly around here, it seems that way. So fans are excited to get out here, and we're excited to have them. We think, you know, it's a beautiful weekend, and what better thing to do than come out and watch Braves baseball.
And not only see this current edition of the Braves, but welcome back so many men who were instrumental in the success of this franchise. I was mentioning to Jeff how great it is going back to the 70s. Some of those Braves heroes are here and brought back to celebrate their contributions to the organization.
Indeed. We welcome them with a parade down Battery Avenue here today. And
thanks.
You're welcome, Jeff. Put you in the back of a truck just like you belong, right?
We noticed he was by himself.
Absolutely. But we've got about 40 guys coming throughout the weekend. So had a big contingent here today. We've got guys from most recently. I think I looked at our most recent guys. We've got our Chris Medlin and Kelly Johnson.
That's Ildemaro Vargas, drives one toward Heredia in center, and he'll track it down. Nice play, 1 out.
And then some of the guys that have go way back with us, including Jim Nash, and then of course Ralph Garr. I think Ralph has the distinction of being on the team that's from the longest ago, from the 1968 Braves, is when he joined with us.
The Roadrunner.
Yeah, Ralph's awesome.
He looks like he could still run, actually.
Yeah, no question.
He's fantastic. And you know, obviously, this is also the first alumni weekend that we're celebrating, unfortunately, without 3 very distinct alumni. One, our previous owner of the Braves, or chairman emeritus, Bill Bartholomew, and then obviously Phil Necro, and of course Hank Aaron. So first weekend, a little bit remembering of those guys, and you know, sort of bittersweet in that regard, having all these guys back here, but not without those 3.
What special things do you have planned for the fans this weekend? Speaking about the alumni, how will the fans be able to interact with them? Because obviously it is a different world now than 2019 when you had your last one.
It is. We're actually going to do autograph stations and selfie stations and a lot beginning tomorrow. Instead of somebody handing an item to one of the alumni, though, we're going to sign something that's already there, kind of prevent a little bit of the interaction back and forth, try to keep things rolling as best we can through this. But you know, we've taken all the precautions. I believe everybody that's here all of our guys are vaccinated, so you know, everybody's doing the right thing coming back, and you know, just having the interaction with guys is sort of a special thing unto itself. It's been so long. We obviously didn't have alumni weekend last year, so this is a welcome respite for these guys coming from all across the country, flying in, and probably their first flights in a long time.
Yeah,
in many
I hadn't
cases.
thought of that. Yeah, good point. And that has to be rewarding for the franchise that guys want to come back.
No doubt about that. You know, a huge credit goes to first John Scherholz. He was one of the guys that was really instrumental in positioning us to have an alumni program. You know, we've been celebrating Alumni Weekend for a while, but we actually have a huge alumni program that's led by Greg McMichael, who also does a wonderful job of helping to lead those guys. Alumni himself, distinguished, obviously played with the '95 World Series team, got a ring there, but he is really instrumental in forming that connection, keeping that connection with all of our guys. But it probably didn't even happen without John Sherholtz's motivation and encouragement a long time ago.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Eric Gonzalez. That's on the ground to Dansby. Got a friendly hop. And the throw to first. We're continuing our chat with Derek Schiller, the Braves president. Obviously, when we have an event like this weekend with so many great Braves from years past here, you automatically think of Bobby Cox, who's not here. And I know today's a special day for Bobby. I'm sure you'd like to pass along birthday greetings to him, too.
Absolutely. Happy 80th birthday, Bobby. I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure he's a little sad that he's not here. Hopefully he's going to come back soon. Last time he was at the ballpark, came a little bit a while ago. He had a hot dog. So
I think he had 2 of them.
I think he may have had 2 of them.
He ate 2.
Hopefully he comes back soon. I look forward to having a hot dog with you, Bobby.
Another bunt tries. Anderson stumbles, throws late to first, and Ben Gamel with the second bunt hit for Pittsburgh. At the very least, that's going to get Tyler Anderson to the plate.
I think the one thing you talk about, Derek, with the alumni weekend with Sherholtz and Greg McMichael, they do a great. I've played for quite a few teams, obviously. They do an unbelievable job of communicating, getting guys to come, and Greg he reaches out to everybody all the time for opportunities to do stuff in the community, signings, just be involved. And I think that's the best part. I know everybody's before the parade down there just telling stories and having a good time.
Yeah, we have all these guys in a suite, and I think one of the special things, and you can attest to this as well as anyone, right? In addition to the interaction with the fans, there's also the interaction that they have with each other. Telling those stories back and forth. I mean, there's some great stuff that happens behind the scenes here in storytelling. But it is a wonderful thing that happens. And again, Greg deserves a huge amount of credit for that. He does a newsletter, regularly communicates with the guys, as you know,
yep.
and just keeps everybody together and really just is instrumental in making sure that there's still that connection that we have with these guys. There's a huge number of them, by the way, including yourself, of course, that live here in the Atlanta area. That makes it a little bit easier. But as I said, we've got guys from all across the country that are coming in.
Tyler Anderson's the Pirate pitcher. Ian Anderson, the Braves pitcher. In fact, for Ian Anderson, back-to-back starts against another Anderson. Derek, did you know that's the first time that's happened since 1900?
I did not know that, Jeff.
It is. That was Jeff's first year, by the way. Or Sarge Matthews. Gary Matthews was here for Alumni Weekend. I think Gary played in 1900. One of the greats. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gary's always the sharpest looking one, too, when he comes back.
Always has the fedora on.
Yep.
Always. Always. Well, the park looks great. It looks great. It's so great to see everybody again maskless and healthy and safe and getting back to the way things were in 2019. All that's missing now, Derek, are a few more wins, and hopefully tonight's the night we can pick up one of those.
We could use that. Scuffle a little bit, but we're ready. Let's get it back rolling, starting with tonight.
Derek, always a pleasure. Happy Alumni Weekend. See you soon, pal. Thank you. 1-0 Atlanta. We go to the home second here at Truist Park.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity X5. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life with G&G. And by Truist. BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist.
All the alumni are here in Atlanta tonight. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. Our thanks to Braves president Derek Schiller for stopping by. He's helped us get off to a good start, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Dansby Swanson, Kevin Smith, and Guillermo Heredia, the next 3 coming up for the Braves in the second game of this series with the Pirates. Heard Derek say, big crowd tonight, huge crowds expected Saturday and Sunday. That's more like it. Fans across the Southeast joining us here at the beautiful home of your Atlanta Braves. Next homestand for Atlanta starts May 31st when the Nationals and then the Dodgers come in the first week of June. And June, of course, features the Braves win 2-part bobblehead set giveaways. Part 1 is Ronald Acuna Jr.'s bobblehead day, June 2nd. That's presented by Xfinity when the Nationals are here. Part 2 is the Ozzie Albies bobblehead, June 16th. When the Boston Red Sox are here for the second of 2 games. That's presented by Comcast Business. Get your tickets for both games and complete your set at Braves.com/promos. Big night for Dansby last night. 3 hits, including a homer. And he jumps all over the first pitch and hammers that down the left field line. That's going to be an extra base hit. Gamble gets to it quickly, but not fast enough for Swanson, who's now 4 for 5 in the series. Jeff, that's his 9th double.
He was 5 for his last 8 coming into this game. It was amazing when I was down there, Chip, before the game, catching that pitch, talked to Dansby for a second. You could tell the energy back in him. He feels good at the plate now, and you're doing that stuff. I mean, he shot it to right field yesterday, center, home run left field, and a nice double. To me, I've said it, him and Ozuna, the two, when they got going, because you knew Ronald, Freddie, those guys are going to hit, it lengthens this lineup, and that's what we saw last year.
Kevin Smith. This has got to be a treat for him. He was born outside of Pittsburgh. This is not his first rodeo. He's been in the big leagues before. Originally drafted by the White Sox, played with Tampa Bay and the Angels, among others. His first at bat as a Brave. After Tampa Bay designated him for assignment May 16th, the Braves traded for him in a cash transaction. And that's upstairs, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. To make room for Smith on the roster, Jeff Mathis was DFA'd. And I believe he's going to stick with the organization. I think he's gone back to Gwinnett, along with Jonathan Lucroy, who's at AAA as well, getting back into game shape. That according to Brian Snitker on his pregame Zoom today. And Smith is no stranger to Pittsburgh sports. As we take a look at our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact player, there's the resume of Kevin Smith, who's 33 years young.
Yeah, see those numbers for 6 seasons, age 33, been a grinder. Up and down. Tonight's his 210th career game played. And since 19 to 21, though, Chip, only 1 pass ball.
He's ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. And when I said he was familiar with Pittsburgh sports, it's not that he grew up necessarily a Steelers fan or a Pirates fan. He played for Pitt. He was a quarterback. And also played baseball for the Panthers. Dave Wanstedt was the football coach when he played quarterback for a short period in Pittsburgh. 3 balls and a strike. So I can tell you right now, Kevin Smith is probably Brian Jordan's favorite Brave. 2-sport star,
100%.
right?
But BJ will tell you he'd pick him off.
Or sack him on a blitz. 3 balls and a strike for Kevin Smith. 13 career homers, as you saw. Pitch is low, ball 4. So the Braves have something cooking again here in the second. A double and a walk. And Guillermo Heredia is coming up. Braves have seen Tyler Anderson before, but it's been a while. It was in 2019. Remember, he was originally with the Colorado Rockies. And on April 28th of that year, he made his next to last start of the season. He had chronic knee problems and had to have knee surgery. And that pretty much wiped out all of 2019 for him. The Giants signed him to a 1-year deal last year. He won 4 games with the Giants. And Pittsburgh rebuilding, taking a chance on Anderson, signed him to a 1-year deal, and he's, as we showed you, 3-3 so far this year. 2 starts in his career against the Braves. He's won 1 of them, but has a 6.75 ERA.
You just look at a guy like this sometimes, though, and think, Colorado, for him to even put up some of those numbers he did there, that's pitching. A fly ball there for him, for the most part, is gone.
So again, you look at the numbers, Anderson head-to-head with the Braves, even though it's been a while. He's the kind of guy, that's under the glove of Vargas and into shallow left, dropped by Newman, and everybody's going to be safe. That ball was smoked. Ildemargo Vargas almost came up with that play cleanly. Instead, it's an infield hit. And Ian Anderson will bat with the bases loaded, nobody out.
He said that ball was scorched. It was almost by him by the time he.
Yeah, check the laces, check the webbing on that hot smash. But to my point, Jeff, look, this is a guy the Braves have had success against, and these are the kinds of opportunities they've got to start cashing in if they want to get back over 500. They've had chances to score and haven't come up with a big hit. Here's an opportunity. Even with the pitcher coming up, you got the top of the order lurking.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not even the worst move, Chip, for Ian to just sit here and take pitches.
Ian takes downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
The thing you don't want here is a double play ball,
Right.
is my point. I think we'll take the bases loaded with Ronald and 1 out any day of the week.
And Ronald is on deck. He's singled and scored already tonight. His 35th run of the year. Braves up 1, looking for more. And out of play foul. It's a ball and a strike. Again, this is the first year in a while for these pitchers swinging the bat. And the pitchers, by and large, have done a nice job. Braves pitchers are hitting .203 this year. How about that? Couple of homers, 8 RBIs for the Braves pitching staff. Anderson has 1 of those hits, and now an even count. Tyler Anderson's in big second inning trouble, bases loaded and nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Hanging tough.
Yeah. I guess the way Braves pitchers are hitting, they're probably going to take offense to me saying what I said, so I apologize. Put some good swings on it.
You know, Rick Kranitz is pleased with his charges helping themselves. So is Braves hitting coach Kevin Seitzer. Kevin had hip replacement surgery yesterday. He's feeling great today. He's up and about, walking around 8, 9, 10 times a day. Kevin, miss you at the ballpark. Hope to see you back 100% soon. The pitch to Ian on the way is cut on and missed. And there's the first out, but momentary pause for Tyler Anderson. Now he's got to deal with Acuna with 1 out and the bases still loaded. So our Zaxby's indescribably good play. The Braves have seen Anderson and they have liked what they've seen. This is the kind of guy, Jeff, that can get your confidence muscle pumped out, I would think.
Yeah, and you see, like you said, hasn't faced him a lot, but enough where you see the Braves have seen him good. Ozzie Albies 2 for 3 with 2 homers coming into tonight, so now 3 for 4. Freeman's 2 for 5 with a triple and a home run.
So no place to put Acuna, who's up to 285 with his average. And now the big crowd starts to make some noise. They want to see this Braves offense break out the rest of the way in this series. They've got a chance here in the second. And ball 1. This is what makes Acuna such a dangerous hitter in this situation. Not just how he swings the bat, Jeff, but how he takes pitches. There really isn't a place to go get Acuna right now. He's walked 24 times, only 30 strikeouts so far this year, and a .390 plus on base percentage. Swanson, Smith and Heredia lead. The pitch, check swing. It's rolled foul. That might have cracked his bat. I think it did.
It's tough to crack a bat on a check swing sometimes.
So Ozuna will trade in the driver for a 3-wood here. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it'd be great to see him tee off. He's hit 1 grand slam and has a .429 lifetime average with the bases loaded. That's your leadoff guy, folks. That's pretty good.
Yes.
The pitch. That's where teams go, and he's not swinging at it. 2-1. A lot of stress for Tyler Anderson in the first inning, and again here in the second. He's about to make his 35th pitch. Oh, what a rip. That would have gone through the batter's eye if he connected. Anderson got away with a pitch. It was center cut, and Acuna could foul it off. So now it's 2-2. With 1 out, Ronald is the key man in the inning. You've got Freddie Freeman waiting on deck. Now he's got to throw him a strike.
That's where Ronald's taken such a step forward. Just even the way he takes that pitch, sees it the whole way.
Dansby led off with a double. Kevin Smith walked. Already an infield hit. After Anderson's strikeout, Acuna's 3-2 count. Here it is. It's lifted toward right field. Polanco going back. He's going to turn. That ball is gone. Opposite field. Grand slam for Ronald Acuna Jr. The bottom of the order feeds the top, and Alumni Weekend off to a grand start at Truist Park.
The power by Ronald, opposite field. Chip, he didn't even get this ball like we usually see it, but he's let it get deep. And for Anderson, pick your poison. Throw a ball for you, walk him in. Now you got Freddie Freeman.
Braves have hit 6 grand slams this year. That's the second for Acuna. Now Freddie hits one in the air to center. And Reynolds is underneath and has it for the second out. Hit it where it was pitched.
Yeah.
Number 20, Marcell Ozuna.
You see Ronald, second, third row.
So 14 home runs for Ronald Acuna Jr. 14 big hugs from Pablo Sandoval. And the Braves, with a grand slam, now enjoy a 5-0 lead. With that home run, Acuna has tied Shohei Ohtani of the Angels for the big league lead. Each of those men have 14. And Ronald now 29 RBIs. He scored 36 runs. And Anderson's allowed 6 homers. And catches a corner. Ozuna behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball's beginning to travel in Atlanta as it warms up. Ozuna, a little flare into shallow center. Can anybody catch up? The answer is yes. Reynolds tracks it down, and a very productive inning for the Braves. Dansby got it started with a double. Acuna has hit his 2nd grand slam and the 6th slam for the Braves this year. Great start to the ball game. Atlanta's up 5-0 after 2. In Atlanta, the Braves have a 5-0 lead after 2. Packed house inside, packed house outside at the Battery. Chip Carey, Jeff Francoeur, Greg McMichael is here. Congratulations, Greg. I know this is one of your favorite weekends of the year to see all of your former friends, your teammates, all these Braves alumni come back to get together and tell some lies.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's the truth. That's the biggest thing.
Right?
No, we were there. We remember that's not the way it happened.
Yeah, right. Well, what's this weekend like for you?
It's been absolutely phenomenal. Every year I look forward to this. It's a lot of work just because we've got 160 people that we're kind of entertaining for the weekend, but it's just great to see these guys. Of course, Jeff knows being in the locker room, you have relationships that you build throughout your career because you have a shared experience, and then all of a sudden that goes away. And so now be able to come back and get with those guys, it's just a lot of fun.
We heard Derek Schiller as Adam Frazier pops us up left side, and that'll be a can of corn for Dansby. He talked about how John Schuerholz was sort of instrumental in getting this started. Take us through the process of how the genesis of Alumni Weekend began.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Back in 2010, I sent Mike Plant a note and just said, hey, I got an idea. Can we talk? And so he was getting back from the Olympics. We sat down in his office and I kind of laid out a game plan on what this might look like from alumni and going out and trying to re-engage these alumni, because we had such a great history of guys, and a lot of us lived here in Atlanta, so we had companies here, we had the fans, and so how do we get these guys involved? And so Mike loved it, and he said John had been talking about it for years and they were looking for somebody to be able to do something like that. And so I presented a plan and give them a lot of credit, because there's a lot of organizations that I see around baseball and I work with a lot of my counterparts, and our organization gets it, and they have for many years, and so we have a great alumni group that comes back every year and wants to be engaged because of our executives, and then the fans embrace the guys that they watch for many years, and it's just worked out to be just a great fit.
It's important that you mention that, I think, because we live in such a fast information society now. News that was a week old might as well have been 20 years ago. The Braves have the continually longest operating franchise, right, in Major League Baseball. As Ozzie makes the play to first, I think we're all guilty of forgetting the guys that led us to the point where we enjoy Braves baseball now. That's got to be incredibly rewarding for you to not only see your friends again, but educate our fans about the history of the game and the men that made this franchise so great.
Well, it's awesome to see a guy like Ralph Garr, who doesn't get a lot of publicity. He's a Braves Hall of Famer. He played back when Hank played. But the Roadrunner, he was phenomenal. And then you go back to Murph and Bob Horner, and we've got guys here that played back during the Baby Blue era and just that live in the area. Bruce Benedict and some guys that you may not know them. A lot of us grew up on TBS and we remember the 90s, but we don't remember the 80s because not a lot of us were watching. We definitely weren't coming to Fulton County Stadium because we had some very lean years. But those guys, they stuck it out and they played hard, and especially that you think about that 82 team where they had 13 in a row. We can remember that, but it's just fun for me being a Braves fan growing up and watching cable television that came to my hometown.
Well, my favorite part is when we're meeting down there before we get in the cars, and Greg's got to pretty much tell everybody we got to go because everybody's telling stories, like you said, catching up, and he's like, we got plenty of time for this, guys. But I'll tell you, Greg, and I know a lot of the players feel the same way, but we appreciate all the work you do and bringing everybody together, because a lot of times this is the one time a year we get to see each other, and especially with last year not being able to do it, you haven't seen some of these guys in a while.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been 2 years almost.
So the question is, are me and BJ going to get a round 3 for the Home Run Derby next year?
Well, Major League Baseball's killing us with this field access. But
well,
no,
that's what I'm saying. Right now, I get it.
Oh, yeah. We definitely
next year,
have plans.
I feel like we got to have the third and final.
We have not shelved that program. Let's just put it that way. No, we definitely want to bring back the Home Run Derby. That was a blast, and I think every fans had a great time with that.
I have one real quick question as the inning hopefully will end here with Brian Reynolds. Did Jeff do something to upset you? He was in his own truck. Nobody was sitting with Jeff. Was that by design?
Really? Well,
was that by design? I mean, I would understand if it was.
I thought maybe the guy backed out. I have to go back and look.
Greg, we appreciate
Andrew's
you.
son was in the state championship.
That's right. Yeah, Drew was supposed to be here with you, so we wish them all the best.
Greg, thanks. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Always a
thank you.
pleasure.
Thanks,
Thanks
bud.
for what you do for Alumni Weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark Moral. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Ozzie Albies leads off the Atlanta third, an RBI double, his first time up. "13 doubles for Ozzie, 19 RBIs, and that's out of play foul. It's 0-2. Braves owe the Pirates a little payback after Pittsburgh won the opener here last night. That was a disappointing outcome in game 1 of the series. 6-4 was the final. Number 1, the Braves have to find a way to avoid extra innings, and 2, Jeff, if they do get to extra innings, got to find a way to win.
Yeah, and score some runs.
Get some hits. That's been frustrating in the late innings for the Braves. The 1-2 pitch is poked out toward right. Polanco will have little trouble with that, and Ozzie is retired. 1 up, 1 down. Let's take a look at our Scott's Reliable Performer feature of the game. Fun watching the growth of Austin Riley these last several weeks.
Yeah, you see the hits to right field already surpassed last year with only 60 games. Sit safely in 10 of 11 games, and I said, talking to Chipper today, he said the last 6 weeks it's been amazing to watch him. And he said it's like anything, it's like a baby. You got to, crawl before you walk, and he said he slowly got the approach, and now the last week you're seeing the power come out and the confident swings. Like I said, what I like is he got hot, then he went in an 0 for 17 slide,
But
he came right back.
Stayed with the
That's what I'm
approach.
saying, and it picked right back up.
And this is what we talked about in the early days of the season. Nobody's expecting Riley to carry the offense by himself, but he and Dansby Swanson have to be one of the top 6 or 7.
And when they get going, that's what we talk about. It gives you a chance really in 7 or 8 innings to score, where I felt like we were getting 3 or 4 opportunities a night.
0-2 pitch is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned Austin's struggles against lefties. Any theories on why that is, especially with the swing and miss?
You'd be surprised how there's more guys than you think that struggle against left-handed pitching. I do think sometimes you don't see a lot as much as you used to.
So it's a lack of familiarity rather than, as we said, an abandonment of approach.
Yeah, and some guys, I mean, I hate to say it, some guys just see the ball better coming a different way. I mean, for me, I love hitting lefties. I could see it longer. But I feel like Austin sometimes, maybe with righties, that keeps his shoulder in, allows him to drive it.
Tyler Anderson back to work with a 1-2 pitch. And he took a shot at right. This one's popped up toward Gonzalez, foul ground to the warning track and into the seats. Well, with his good work getting on base, his power, his hot hitting over the last 3 weeks, Riley's slowly but surely moved up in the batting order. He's up to 5th behind Ozzie Albies, the cleanup man.
When you do it for a week, they might think about it. You start doing it for 3-4 weeks, they will do it.
1-2 count. Good take. 2-2. That's the pitch in baseball. Forget the velocity of it, but that location of the pitch is where the strikeouts are coming in our sport.
Yeah.
The high strike, collarbone high. Good to see Riley lay off it in this sequence. Maybe another one's coming. Nope, downstairs. Cutter, full count.
No, and I think guys trying to launch.
Yeah.
That's where they feel like if they see that ball up, that's a great pitch to get in the air and let it go. Problem is, they're missing it a lot too.
So a full count for the Braves' third sacker, Austin Riley, with 1 out. And here it is. And a shot into left center field. That's a base hit, maybe more. Riley around first. He's on his way to second. How about that approach and result? He was down 2 strikes in a blink of an eye, and he earns a double with 1 out.
Worked it all the way back to 3-2. Got a fastball. Is this the point you talk about, Chip, when you have an approach? Even though he was a little bit out in front of that ball, he's staying big part of the field. He's able to get enough on it. And Austin's so big and strong. He almost hit that ball all the way to the wall.
So that's his 12th extra base hit, 7 of them doubles. And Dansby Swanson with a double of his own, a chance to add to the Braves lead. It's 5-0, the big blow, and Acuna grand slam back in inning number 2. Dansby pulls this one toward third. Riley won't advance, and that's the second out. And Kevin Smith coming up.
They said 12 extra base hits for Riley. 5 in the last 5 games.
It's coming.
It hit 4 in the 3-game series versus the Mets.
Smith walked and scored ahead of Acuna. Pride of Harmony High School in Butler County, Pennsylvania, about 30 miles north of Pittsburgh. And upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Mets are in Miami tonight. Phillies are hosting Boston tonight. We will keep you updated on the Eastern scores. As we mentioned, the Braves are 3.5 games back in the division. You can follow along on the bottom of your screen with our Bally bar for all the notes from this game and around the majors. Braves have 5 2-strike RBIs tonight and 3 2-strike hits tonight. Boy, is that encouraging.
Well, we haven't seen too many of these games, Chip, where they've come out and done this and put up a nice lead. Not to say a team can't come back, but the fact of the matter is you can see the momentum, and you can see Ian Anderson now calming down after that first inning, giving up 2 hits, and he's rolling.
1-1 pitch for Smith, and good rip, fouled back. It is a ball and 2 strikes. Riley at second with a 1-out double. He's there with 2 down now. Braves have 5 runs, 6 hits. No runs, 3 hits for the battling Buccos. And here it is. And skipped up there. It's 2-2. Fought it off. .60 pitches already for Anderson tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. See if Smith can grip it and rip it here with 2 outs. Anderson is taking his sweet time here. Now he's ready. Riley a big lead. The pitch. Foul away again. See on the left forearm of Kevin Smith, he's got his scouting report. Kind of what you see the college and pro football quarterbacks wear with the play calls. Those are the color-coded pitch sequences that give Smith a little help. Again, this is the first start for the Braves tonight. He's only been here a couple of days, so he's learning on the fly. He's liking, I'm sure, what Ian Anderson is tossing him. Pitch is cut on and missed. That was a cutter. It was darting, and that will retire Atlanta in the third. Riley with a double. Braves 5, Pittsburgh zip. Cam in Atlanta tonight. We've said it all spring long. It's great to see the kids at the ballpark enjoying a game, some ice cream. And look at that. You know who those kids are? That
Thunder and Lightning.
Luke and Jude Goodman. That is Brian Snitker's twin grandsons. They have graduated pre-K. They've got their hats on. Thunder and Lightning, and their little brother Hank, who they call Hurricane, is here with the Goodman family, and of course Ronnie Snitker, their beloved grandma, tonight.
Big day of graduation.
Man, oh man, it was great.
Wonder how much sugar they had.
Oh. All I can tell you is Ronnie sent me a picture of the two of them before the game, and it was the cutest darn thing you've ever seen. And as great a baseball man as Brian Snitker is, he's an even better dad and granddad. As that ball is fouled and out of play by Polanco. Again, they are relentlessly going the other way against Ian Anderson tonight. And Gregory Polanco with an 0-2 count. You want to see Brian Snitker light up? If you see him out and about here in Atlanta, ask him how his grandkids are. That's one of the many things I love about that man. He is,
like he says, that will keep him sane, getting to go over there and see those boys.
That and a 5-run lead in the first 2 innings will help,
be good.
Which he got thanks to the Acuna grand slam. 2 strikes for Polanco. Ian Anderson rolling along, looking for his 4th win. And that change missed downstairs. Braves have gotten a lot of great mileage out of Ian Anderson and Huascar Ynoa. That duo 7-3 on the year. Ynoa out for the next couple months with a broken hand, but a swing and a miss. There's a curveball this time, and Polanco didn't get it. He strikes out again. That's number 2 tonight. For the Pirates right fielder, 3 in total for Anderson. 1 out.
I think something that's interesting, Chip, you talk about Ian Anderson, and for him, why we feel like he gets stronger as the game goes on. A lot of other guys, second time through the lineup, you'll see that average hit the mid 200 sometimes, and even up to 3 the third time. For him, pitches 1 through 25, 181, 26 through 50, 191, 51 through 75, 189, and 76 through 100, 167.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
And your point is well taken. There's so many pitchers who are not allowed to see a lineup a 3rd time.
No, and I think that's why you see sometimes, like in Milwaukee, even after he gave up that hit to break the no-hit, he stayed out there for a little bit because he's going to give him that opportunity.
1-1 pitch is pulled off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Well, again, league hitting .224 against his fastball, .158 against his changeup. As you saw, throws an occasional curveball too. But that changeup is a devastating pitch. As we feature our All-State Good Hands feature of the game.
I see that. How good his changeup. His opponents are hitting just 158 against the change this season.
Well, we talked about it last night, Jeff, about how in this era of high velocity and launch angle, that guys that can command that off-speed pitch, a changeup, or even a split finger pitch, how they can go through a lineup and dominate guys who are geared for velocity, but not this kind of velocity.
But Ian does a great job of sticking with that fastball also. He doesn't abandon it.
On the ground to Riley. He'll pick that up and throw a strike. 2 outs. Another changeup gets Jacob Stallings to roll out.
Think about the first inning. He was missing with that fastball, but he kept at it, found it. And for him, that's why his changeup, obviously it's great, but it's so effective because he pitches it off that fastball. And we've done a couple times where Birdie has showed you the release points of the fastball and changeup, and they're identical. So good luck. they're on.
6 up, 6 down for Ian Anderson. 2 outs in the inning, and Ildemaro Vargas is the hitter. He was DFA'd by the Cubs. The Pirates scooped him up because they love versatile, interchangeable players. Vargas can play a lot of different positions for them. Tonight he's at the hot corner and almost got decapitated earlier in the game. He flied out his first time up. So he's 0 for 1, and that pitch missed inside. Mentioned as well, this kind of guy you root for. Vargas is a obviously talented man to be in the major leagues and playing. Signed with the Cardinals as a 16-year-old. Spent 12 years in the minor leagues. Was cut in 2015. And I'm sure at that point in time, you're 28 years old. You're thinking, my gosh, is my big league dream over? Well, he had a young family. He had responsibilities. This man worked for a landscaping company to make ends meet and was seen, got re-signed, got rediscovered. And he says to this day, some of the guys that he worked with, frankly, cutting grass, stay in touch with him. Call him up. Say, hey, man, saw you picked up a couple of hits, or saw you end up with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good for him. As this one is rolled slowly, Riley was the man in the shift, and he'll make the flip to first. Close play, and they got him. Austin Riley playing the rover spot in right field, takes care of Vargas, and Ian Anderson has set down 7 consecutive Pirates.
Park, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Things looking great for the Braves so far tonight. 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's starting to feel a little more like summer in Atlanta, and kick it off at Truist Park, starting with the Memorial Day game on May 31st with Washington. We've got some awesome matchups coming up in June with the Dodgers, Red Sox, Cardinals, and your favorite National League Eastern Division rivals for the Braves. So plan your summer trip to Truist Park. Get your tickets now at Braves.com. Chip and Jeff with you tonight from Atlanta. 8-9-1 for the Braves in the home 4th. Heredia, Anderson, and then again Ronald Acuna Jr. Braves have now hit a homer in 14 straight games, as this one is rocketed down the left field line, fair. Heredia serves that one to left. It hits off the stands and bounces back into fair ground. So Heredia's 2 for 2 tonight. The Braves, Jeff, are picking up hits in bunches tonight.
Yeah, you see it, 9th double. All he does is hit doubles. It's incredible. It's a pitch out front, same kind of deal though. He's able to get enough on it to loop it over the head. Right inside the chalk.
So a chance for Anderson to lay down a bunt. He does have 1 sacrifice this year. And he deadens that ball beautifully. There's 1 play, it's to first. Second sacrifice was perfect. That'll make Kevin Seitzer happy, and it should. That was perfectly executed. And so Acuna has a chance to add to his 29 RBI total. He's got 4 already tonight. A 1.038 OPS is pretty darn good.
Oh, that he's racking up the walks.
Infield comes in for Pittsburgh. That sounds like fun with Acuna in the batter's box.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. Acuna had 2 hits in his previous 7 games. He's 2 for 2 in his first 2 trips tonight. Braves already have 7 safeties in the game. The pitch is upstairs, ball 2. High towering fly ball to left. Gamble going back, but the park is going to hold it. There's the grab. Tagging is Heredia. He's going to come home. It's a 5 RBI night for Acuna. He wanted more. But he's happy to help out the Braves, who add on. It's 6-0.
And that's the tack on runs and the way they got the run. Chip, that's what we want to see sometimes. We love the grand slam, don't get me wrong. But a double, a great job by Anderson getting the sack over to get Heredia to third, and then a good sack fly.
So Acuna in the 4th inning has already tied his career high for RBIs in a game. That's number 5. We'll have a couple more cracks at the Pirates tonight as Freddie Freeman looks to join in on the fun. He's flied out to center twice. 6-0. We're in the home 4th. That's served out of play. I know we've talked a lot about Ronald Acuna Jr. Don't forget, you've got the reigning MVP in your lineup. He's our Home Depot getting more done player profile.
11 games versus Central. You see the numbers Freddie's put up.
1-2 pitch.
Not only that, his last 100 games versus Central teams, 330, 30 home runs and 30 doubles. Pretty good.
Pretty good season, huh?
And you still got 62 games left from that.
Anderson soaking up innings for the Pirates. He's in the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. And Freddie chased that ball in the dirt. And that will retire the side. A double, a sacrifice, and a sacrifice fly. The Braves manufacture another run and lead by 6. After 4, it's a food fight, an MLB food fight to determine which ballpark food is best this year. Fill out your bracket and vote for the Atlanta Braves at MLB.com/foodfight today. The Braves featured item is the stakeout biscuit, which sounds fantastic. Chicken fried steak, smoky bacon topped with a country gravy on a buttery biscuit.
Let's try that Sunday.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great day game.
Yes.
Boiler.
Swing and a miss for Eric Gonzalez. He grounded out his first time up. 7 up, 7 down for Ian Anderson. And that's fouled off Smith. It's 0-2. As good as that biscuit sounds, I think your personal vote would be the corn dog.
Well, those are good too. I mean, I really eat about anything this park's got.
Well, we've seen that in the past. You had a busy day catching the ceremonial first pitch. You're in a parade. You get to see all your pals downstairs. Work up an appetite, don't you?
Absolutely. I didn't have time to eat like you guys up here. I was down there working.
You were. Did a good job too. First, the 1-2 pitch for Eric Gonzalez. That's rolled toward third. Riley's got it, hugging the bag, long throw, and it's going to be an infield hit.
He couldn't have placed the ball any more perfect. And Austin had to come get it. You can't let, if you let that go the way he was charging it. Made a strong throw.
So the Pirates have 4 hits. All of them are singles. They have 2 bunt hits and that one an infield hit. Ben Gamble has one of those 2 bunts, and that's in for a strike. Were you nervous about the first pitch?
No, I mean, Chipper's going to put it on the money.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more pressure on the guy throwing than the guy catching.
Yeah.
You don't want to bounce the ball up there. You don't want to just sort of lob it in there. I mean, that was, like I said, a good firm 85-mile-an-hour fastball, right?
Yeah, you
Bam,
have
right
to.
down the middle.
If he would have tried to lob it, he probably would have missed me.
That would have been embarrassing.
That's why he throws it hard.
1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, the history of baseball, there have been tons of absolutely awful
first pitches.
You're like, what in the heck is going on out there? But that was perfect. And a great way to kick off the weekend. One and two for Ben Gamel. Pittsburgh made a roster move today. They brought Cole Tucker up from their minor leagues. Kai Tom was placed on the 10-day injured list with a wrist problem. We saw Tucker a couple of years ago. Former #1 pick for Pittsburgh. The pitch is swung and missed. Gamble didn't get a changeup. That is strikeout number 4 for Anderson. And now the pitcher's spot is due.
That location, 88 after those fastballs, no chance.
Did you face Trevor Hoffman?
I did, yes.
All right, so when we broadcast types use the term devastating changeup, that's the guy that comes to mind for me because you knew it was coming. It's a little different for Ian Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor could tell you it was coming and you couldn't hit it.
Tyler's going to try to bunt and takes a strike,
and I didn't even really get to face him in his heyday.
Right.
When he was 95, 96. I was more when he was 92, which was still very tough. Don't get me wrong, but I can only imagine when he's throwing that fastball that hard. And that's why I said with Ian, you know, I think if Ian's fastball's at 91, 92, it'd be a little different, but he's 95, 96.
This one's bunted foul back towards the screen. So from a hitter standpoint, what separation in terms of miles per hour is more problematic? I mean, Ian's what, 10, 11 miles an hour? Is that why he's so successful?
The difference?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And the arm angle, like we said, you know, if you go look, his release point's pretty much the same on both those pitches. So one's coming in at 95, 96, one's 86 to 88.
0-2. Bunt still on and didn't get it. Slams the bat down. Tomahawked it on top of the plate. And Tyler Anderson strikes out for the second time. 2 are out here in the Pirates' 5th inning.
I think that had more to do with pitching than it did his hitting. Trying to bunt right there. That's just frustration.
Good thing Kevin Smith was out of the way. That could have been scary. 2 outs, back to the top, and Adam Frazier is the hitter. The Braves finally got him out. He popped out last time up. This guy's a good player. 5 hits in the series, and we've got to face him 2 more times.
He's gone 32 consecutive ABs now without striking out, which in this day and age with the velocity and breaking stuff, that's amazing.
One ball, no strikes. Well, look how still he is in the box. And rolled foul. 1-1 your count. Local boy that's done real good. Adam Frazier. From God's country, Athens, Georgia. And Oconee County High School in Watkinsville. Always hits well here at Truist Park. 300+ career average here. And he only comes to town once a year. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the knees, pretty pitch. It's 1-2. So that long streak without a strikeout in jeopardy here as Anderson's gotten him to 1-2. First 2 hitters of the game reached for the Pirates. Anderson then mowed him down. He scattered a single hit in the 2nd, 1 here in the 5th. That's been it for the Pirates offense. The pitch is bounced toward first. Freddie Freeman will jump and make the play. No strikeout of Frazier, but the Braves retire him, and the Buccos waste a leadoff hit. It's 6-0 Atlanta. At Truist Park in Atlanta. Friday night fireworks after the game. Plenty of early inning fireworks off the bat of Ronald Acuna, who's hit a grand slam and a sac fly. He's got a career high tying 5 runs batted in. Braves enjoying a 6-0 lead in the second of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tyler Anderson back to work. Ozuna, Albies, and Riley are the trio of hitters coming up for the Braves. Marcel is 0 for 2 in the game. Made him skip the rope. 1 ball, no strikes. He's gone 3-0 for Ozuna. Marcel might have a green light with a 6-run lead. Let's see. It's a perfectly placed pitch.
As I said, it's not a pitch you want to go.
There's ball 4. Ozuna's aboard. That is the 18th time Ozuna has earned a base on balls. Tonight's A-list member of the game is Katrina Arthur of Hiram, Georgia. She's been a member since 2020. And her favorite A-list perks are invitations to special events and priority access to postseason tickets. Congrats to Katrina Arthur, tonight's A-list member of the game. That's walk number 2 for Tyler Anderson. And Ozzy Albies is the batter. He broke an 0 for 16 with a first inning run scoring double. Braves are hoping to gain ground in the division tonight. Braves are 3.5 behind the Mets. New York is winning in Miami tonight. They had to put Pete Alonso on the injured list. Wrist problems. In fact, 7 of the 9 opening day starters for the Mets are on the injured list right now. Yet they lead the division. Pitch.
Oh, we wondered Wednesday night if he's getting the day off, so maybe now you're realizing he was hurt.
I don't know if you saw this on social media today too. Mets will get healthier in the days ahead. Back-to-back games, the Palm Beach Cardinals in the Florida State League had the pleasure of facing Noah Syndergaard and Jacob deGrom in back-to-back starts.
That sounds fun.
And the St. Pete Cardinals put out a note this morning that said, "Happy Friday morning to everyone not named Jacob deGrom." And the backstory of that was this. First, the 1-1 pitch. deGrom faced, I think, 10 hitters and struck out 8 of them and was throwing 102 miles an hour to kids in the Florida State League.
Good Lord.
How'd you like to dig in against that? But the point being, deGrom's getting closer to coming back, and Noah Syndergaard may be back around the All-Star game too. This ball is cracked toward the gap in left center field. That's got carried to it. That ball's going to sail out of here. Ozzy Albies has a couple of extra base hits, and the Braves are pouring it on. A 2-run homer makes it 8-0.
Now, one of my forward keys was 3 and 4. Ozuna draws a walk. Ozzy with the home run. Ozzy with the double in the first. Hopefully those two start to wake up and get going with some extra base hits like that. They're in business.
Now Riley unloads. If he kept that fair, that's in the terrace. He did. A mammoth home run. the fireworks operator had time to reload.
That was a bomb. You see Ian Anderson smiling in there. He's loving it. Get a panda hug.
Ozzie got the homer parade started. Went down and dug that one out.
Changeup. Got him out front, but Ozzie so strong from that side. Bertie will tell you, pound for pound, strongest cleanup hitter in baseball. And Austin Riley comes right after him. First pitch. Cutter up and in. And look at that. See how his head was right on the baseball when he hit it?
Look how far that went.
The Hank Aaron terrace. 5, 6 rows up.
So the Braves with back-to-back homers for the second time this year. And Atlanta's pouring it on. They are taking out some offensive frustrations on the Pirates in game 2. It's 9-0. Now all we need is the 3-run homer to hit the home run cycle tonight. Got the solo shot, the 2-run, the grand slam. And that's in for a strike for Dansby, who didn't think so. First time the Braves had back-to-back homers was against the Brewers last week. 9 runs on 9 hits. And that missed inside, even count. Broke his bat. And the Pittsburgh bullpen will go to work now.
Braves needed a game like this from an offensive standpoint.
No doubt. That's Kyle Keller, number 67, beginning to throw. And missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on a sinker. So Paul Bird, Tyler Anderson, the veteran left-hander for Pittsburgh, just what the doctor ordered for the Braves to this point.
No, you got it. I'm happy about the Braves offense, but I certainly have to give a shout out to Tyler Anderson right here.
Down the line, Vargas has it. Long throw and safe. Infield hit for Dansby. He's got 2 more. His 12th Melty hit game. 9 of them have come here at Truist Park.
And what I mean by that is after you've already given up 6 through 4, you don't have it that day. And as a starter, sometimes you have to make a decision. Is it about me or am I going to help the bullpen? As we see Swanson get down the line right here. And I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Yeah. He doesn't have it today, but he's out here trying to help his team, being a team player. I'm not saying this game is over, but it's not looking good. So he went back out for the 5th. He's given up 3. And just now the bullpen is starting to warm up, and I have a lot of respect for number 31 right now.
I agree, Bertie. Bullpen last night, what, 4 or 5 innings, 5 innings for the Pirates. So he's going to pick up the load today. And you said for him, his pitch is just the Braves have been up, down. It doesn't matter. They've been on every pitch he's thrown tonight. And you're going to have nights like that.
But if you're concerned about your ERA, you may say, hey, I'm done to the manager. But you get a lot of respect when your manager asks you if you can continue and you say absolutely. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my ERA. Let's save the pen. I'll give you all I can got for 100 and however many pitches.
Is there a part of this too, Paul? Again, you look at the scoreboard, it's 9-0. Last start for Anderson, he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. He's given up 9 runs tonight. Is this an opportunity for him to maybe work on something and find something that might work better in 5 days?
Absolutely. And that can be a pitch that you've had trouble with. It may be a changeup. It may be location to a certain side of the plate, and it's an ideal time to work on something different.
Bertie, I think he's trying to get it in on the right-handers now. Dansby, he was coming hard in. Same thing here to Smith. I think he's been frustrated he hadn't been able to hit that spot tonight.
Yeah, even that cutter to Riley. And when you are a righty or a lefty and you throw from that arm angle, you have to be able to throw to the inside part of the plate.
The Braves have 9 runs on 10 hits. Swanson leads at first. The pitch is cut on and missed. Kevin Smith is the first out of the inning. Bertie, while we've got you, we've talked a lot with Greg McMichael, with Jeff about Alumni Weekend. What does this weekend mean for you? You're a former Braves player too. Now, of course, doing such great work with us on Bally Sports. What's it like seeing all the guys? What is it like being recognized the way that you and your compatriots are with this big crowd?
Well, it's great. And, you know, I'm more recognized now as a broadcaster. I played for 7 different teams, came back to 2 different teams twice, the Indians and the Braves. And I was a journeyman who had a great experience everywhere I went. So when I come back and I see Bob Horner, and I had a mullet in high school because of Bob Horner, I get fired up. You know, I'm like a little kid again. That's back when I was a hitter, you know, and had the curls too to go with it. So I like to tease him about that. And I like to pick his brain and ask him questions, you know, asking him pregame about the 4 home run game. He's the only Braves player to have 4 home runs in a game. And I didn't even know this. He said, we lost the game.
Yes, they did.
So
I was
wasn't
there.
that great? Yeah, and I thought, wow, what an incredible attitude. And then hearing him talk about Bobby Cox and giving Bobby Cox a shout out. Also a manager who believed in me. And, you know, I think certain times people think managing is always making the right decisions. That's not true. It's about caring about your players and believing in the guy on the hill and the guy at the plate who plays for your team. And Bobby Cox did that. And so to hear him and others talk about Bobby, it's pretty phenomenal. There you go.
Yeah, I was going to ask you on this Bobby's 80th birthday. I'm sure you'd like to send along personal greetings to him. I'm sure Bobby's not only watching this game, but loving every second of it with his beloved Braves up 9.
Happy birthday, Skip. Thanks for giving me the ball when I struggled, as well as the good times.
2-2 pitch is strike 3. Heredia is retired. A sinker got him. And back-to-back strikeouts. And Ian Anderson's coming up.
It's also nice seeing John Sherholtz. You know, you guys talked about him putting this together, and he's like a grandpa that sits back like Bobby and just looks at the people that have been assembled over the years. And I thought Bob Horner was very nice talking about both and giving a lot of credit to Bobby Cox, saying if he wouldn't have done what he had done, the Braves wouldn't be where they are.
I know how much universal love there is among Bobby's former players. I'll speak for the people who work with Bobby as members of the media. We have never come across a more kinder, gentler, understanding partner for those of us who are trying to cover the team. He was always extremely helpful and accommodating to us in the press trying to cover the club. He treated us like we were part of the team.
He knew you had a job to do.
Right.
And would give it. It's the same way you watch Snit now. You go down there.
Yeah.
Bobby for 20-30 minutes is out there on that bench. Anybody can come up to talk to him, and he'll talk to anybody.
After the Braves were eliminated by Houston in the playoffs, I'll never forget this. Plane takes off from Houston. Bobby gets out of his first-class seat and walks down the aisle of the plane, shaking hands with everybody and saying thanks for a great year. The TV people included, the radio people included, after a heartbreaking end of the season.
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
But that sums up who and what Bobby Cox is. Big inning for the Braves again. 3 more runs in the 5th inning. The Bravos are having themselves an offensive night, and it's been a long time coming.
Atlanta Alumni Weekend. What a score. Ian Anderson on the hill. When pitchers come set and they hold the baseball, they usually hold it for 1,001 to 1,002 with runners on, or if they want to deceive the hitter. Here's Ian Anderson way back in the 1st with Gregory Polanco. Runners first and second, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Keep counting. Watch Polanco's right foot. He tries to lift it, but he's late. That is a long hold. 1,001, 1,002. Watch the foot. 1,003. Not this long that time. He didn't even lift it. That is pitching. That is deception. That works on runners and it works on hitters. Guys, he's very advanced.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to lead you to, Paul. This kid's 23 years old? I mean, come on.
Well, look, all I need to see was the way he pitched last season late in the playoffs. The composure is what I liked.
Guys, alumni weekend again. Last year before playoffs, I asked Dale Murphy and Andrew Jones who they would least like to face in the rotation. Without hesitation, immediately they both said Anderson.
Back to the mound. Oh, he's got a surprise. He didn't know he caught it. But Anderson snags that. That takes care of Kevin Newman. 1 out.
Bernie, to go with that, I was talking to a couple of the Phillies guys, JT Realmuto, some of the other guys. They felt the same exact way talking about Ian Anderson.
I asked why, and they said because I had trouble picking. This is Dale Murphy and Andrew Jones, as if they had trouble. So I always had trouble picking up a ball from, a baseball behind somebody's head. Like, not many people throw from that angle. And Chip, you mentioned, we always talk about the changeup. We forget about the fastball. That's really good. 96, but again, from a very deceptive angle behind the head.
And Bertie, he can throw all those pitches at any time, in any count, in any situation, right? So you, as a hitter, and there's nothing to eliminate.
You're absolutely right. He can throw up, he can throw down, in and out. So it's really tough when you don't know where the ball is coming and you can't pick it up until the last second. I've said this 3 times this year already. Glasnow is the only person in MLB that releases the ball later, and he's 6'8".
Ryan Reynolds, a ball and a strike. Well, it's always fun when you see Anderson pitch. It's always fun to talk to his catcher. When a guy has a nice game, find out what kind of stuff was working on that night. For Anderson, to this point, it's everything. But for Kevin Smith, this is the first time he's caught him in a regular season game. And Anderson has had 4 different men catch him for the Braves this year. Jackson, Contreras, d'Arnaud, and now Kevin Smith. So I'm sure we'll hear from Kevin on Braves Live, at least I hope we do, and get his initial impressions of what this young right-hander is throwing tonight. There's the change. It's unhittable. 6 strikeouts. And 3 of the last 5 hitters have gone down swinging.
Another great changeup. This could be an opportunity here, too, for him to get through this 6th inning. Even though he's only at 85 pitches at 9-0, you might see Snit give him a little breather. There's going to be games where he's going like this that you're going to want to, push him further. Be interesting to see if they do it tonight or not.
Well, the same thing's true for the starting staff that's been said about Major League bullpens, and the Braves in particular. Brian Snitker has steadfastly held to, look, I'm not going to pitch guys if I can avoid it 3 days in a row or 4 times out of 5. Even if we really need a guy to pitch, we have too much baseball left. And that, Jeff, is really the universal refrain around the sport. How to get effective innings from your starters, not overtax your bullpen, but protect arms that only pitched in 60 games last season compared to 162 now.
You have to, and I think you'll see the next couple of weeks him.
Little flare. Dansby's not going to get that. Polanco is aboard with a 2-out single. Beg your pardon.
I think he'll be a little careful with A.J. Minter, trying to give him a little rest. A.J. threw his throwing in about half the games this year. Just can't keep up that kind of pace. Snit knows it. I heard him last night at the postgame talk about how Will Smith was not pitching last night. And I know a lot of people will say, you worry about tomorrow. And for the most part, that's a true statement. But with the bullpen and guys you need, I remember reading Joe Torre's book where he said there were days I was not pitching Mariano Rivera for anything.
That one is lined to right by Jacob Stallings. Acuna makes a play on 1 hop and back-to-back singles in the 6th inning. Well, a couple of days ago, Brian was asked about that, and I loved his answer. He was asking, I think the reporters were asking about Chris Martin and Luke Jackson. He said, oh, they're healthy, but if we keep pitching them at the rate we've been pitching them, they won't be.
Yep.
And so that's the delicate balance that you have to manage, quite frankly.
Well, for competitive managers too, you feel like you're never out of a game, I think, sometimes. So the thought of, hey, we're only down 3, I need to bring one of my guys in. Sometimes you just can't do it. And I like what he says. Other guys in the pen are going to have to step up.
89 pitches for Ian Anderson, 2 outs for Ildemaro Vargas, and that's rolled foul. And strike 1 for the Pittsburgh third baseman. Again, they're without keeper Brian Hayes, a terrific young player, we're told. Haven't seen him play live. He's been out with some wrist injuries. They're hoping he's going to be beginning a rehab stint in the days ahead. Another good young player the Pirates have on their roster, and they will have the #1 pick in July for the amateur draft. And we said this last night, forget the past for Pittsburgh, let's look to the future. It's a great ballpark, it's a great city, it's an incredibly passionate fan base. They have won before there. And when you go to PNC Park and they've got 35,000 people there yelling and waving the towels and wearing the black and gold, that is as intimidating a visiting venue as you'll play anywhere. This one on the ground. Freddie plays it off his chest, gloves it, flips to Anderson at the bag, and that retires the side. Ian Anderson, 92 pitches through 6 innings with a 9-0 lead.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. Your local Ford dealer. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
Big night for Ronald Acuna Jr. He has 5 RBIs. The Braves have scored 9 runs already tonight, and that means it's time to see who's bringing the lumber, Jeff. It's presented by Yellowwood. Tonight it's been Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, you look at his NL ranks, 7 home runs when leading off innings, and he's slugging coming into tonight. 663 at home. Well, that's going up.
So new pitcher on for Pittsburgh. It's right-hander Kyle Keller. Frazier gets the rest of the night off. Kevin Newman moves from short to second. Cole Tucker, whom we told you was called up today, is into the game to play short. We'll tell you where they bat in a moment. As Acuna, with 5 RBIs, is 2 for 2, including a grand slam. And the first from Keller is downstairs. We saw Cole Tucker a couple of years ago. And there you see Newman. Talked about the Pirates yesterday and again earlier today. They love versatile players who can move all over the diamond. Might see that the rest of this night. 1 ball, no strikes, and pulled off the plate. Kyle Keller began the year with the Angels. He was acquired by the Rangers. Excuse me, by the Pirates in a cash transaction. It was on April the 5th. Harry Manassian, the former Braves assistant general manager, now the GM out in Anaheim. It's been a tough go. Released Albert Pujols and Mike Trout on the injured list for 6 to 8 weeks with a calf problem. Perry's a good baseball man. He'll get things figured out west. 3 balls, no strikes for Acuna. 9-0 game. And he takes a strike. Three balls and a strike. Acuna on the ground at short. Tucker's got it. And his throw a beauty. That was impressive. And they finally retire Acuna. 1 out. Funny how it works. You check into the game, the ball finds you early in that first half inning.
Yeah, strong throw across the diamond. All the way in the grass to get Ronald.
Freddie's 0 for 3 tonight. Let's see if he can get in on the fun. It wasn't fun for Tyler Anderson tonight. 5 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs earned. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 3 homers.
Yeah, this will be one of those games he's probably not going to watch too much.
Nope.
Film.
No balls, 2 strikes for Freddie Freeman. And that's off the plate. Mentioned that Keller was with the Angels. He was originally drafted by the Marlins, a 15th round pick 6 years ago. College baseball at Southeastern Louisiana University in Hammond, Louisiana. 28 years old. And that's outside for Freddie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got a good arm, throws hard. So the Pirates now have 2 Kellers on their roster. Kyle in the bullpen and Mitch Keller in rotation. We'll see him tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And fouled away. If you're coming to the ballpark tomorrow, it's a 4:10 start. Braves have not announced their starter for Game 3 of the series. Then Max Fried wraps up the homestand on Sunday at 1:20 against JT Brubaker. And I think your spidey senses were right on the mark, Jeff. Josh Tomlin is up with a 9-0 lead. 2-2 pitch.
I mean, look, he's what, 89, 90 pitches, giving you everything you need. A 9-0 lead. There's no reason to push the envelope.
So 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. 2-2 count for Freddie Freeman. Shift on for him, and he hammers that foul past Eric Young. Everybody all right? That bounce into the camera well. Freddie might have broken his bat. Let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Good fight here with Freddie Freeman. The 2-2 pitch.
Freddie's battling him.
Yeah. Love it. Freddie trying to extend a 3-game hitting streak tonight. Hitting .228. That doesn't tell the whole story. He's got one of the highest hard hit rates in baseball, but it hasn't been reflected in the average. It's going to change for him at some point, maybe right here. 2-2. It's not to be. Went up to get him. 96 miles an hour. Back-to-back strikeouts of Freddie Freeman. And 2 are out in the Atlanta 6th.
Yeah, but for Freddie, one thing's still there. You see a high fastball after fouling a bunch off. The walks and power, to me, are still there, and you're just waiting kind of for him to get going. We saw him bloop one in the other night, and we said it. He's owed about 15 more of those.
Marcell Ozuna is 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored a run. That came ahead of Ozzie Albies' 5th inning homer. And that missed inside, ball 1. Red Sox leading the Phillies 6-3. Philly had to put Real Muto on the injured list. Bone bruise in the hand for Real Muto. Mets still lead the Marlins 3-1 in the 7th. Now back. Nationals were playing Baltimore tonight. They got Steven Strasburg back. That game at Nationals Park. And the big rivalry between the Cubs and Cardinals has gotten started. Kyle Hendricks and Carlos Martinez in St. Louis.
First time they've seen each other all year.
And big crowd in St. Louis tonight. Just in time for that huge series. Chicago leads that one 2-1. The 1-1 pitch is collarbone high. It's 2-1. After the Braves wrap up this series with the Pirates, they go to the road to face the Red Sox and the Mets. As the days trickle down to a precious few in May, we look ahead to June. That's headed back toward us. Braves schedule gets very difficult. From the next series against the Red Sox until June 23rd, the Braves will play 7 of their 9 upcoming series against winning teams, and 5 series with teams that are currently in first place.
Well, that's why it's even more important to get this offense going and get hot.
2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 men out, the pitch. It's fouled away. Keller's 20th pitch of the inning. Here it is. Steven Strasburg coming back tonight after shoulder inflammation that came up when he pitched in St. Louis. 1 hit through 5 1/3 innings. For the Nationals, who are in last place in our division. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a drive. That's hit toward the left field corner. Did it stay high enough? It did. Ozuna snaps the selfie, and the Braves have scored 10 times tonight.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely hammered. The only question was, is it going to be high enough? And Marcel joins the hit party.
His first home run since taking Eric Lauer deep up in Milwaukee.
Hanging curveball.
So the Braves have hit 4 homers tonight. And Jeff, going back to your always excellent Ford keys, that was something you talked about tonight.
Yeah, tonight were actually my keys. I picked them for once. Not you and Hal, but
well, if it means we score 10 runs every time you pick them, we'll do it that way.
Exactly. But 3 and 4, those 2 guys have done good work tonight. 3 runs scored, 2 homers between the 2 of them,
and 4 RBIs. So now the challenge for the Braves is salt this one away tonight and then have a more consistent offensive attack. Sure, you'd love 10 runs tonight. That's unrealistic, but give yourself a chance to put up some crooked numbers. They've done that all night long tonight. Ouch. That got Ozzie in the lower body someplace. No balls, 2 strikes.
never ceases to amaze me. Never hits that pad.
No. It's really amazing to me that more guys don't suffer serious foot injuries as often as they foul the ball off the top of their foot. This is just enough cushioning in the cleats to prevent that, thankfully. And you know he's going back down and in if he can. Ozzie skies this one toward the left side. And in left field, Gamble is there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. The Braves have played a long ball tonight. 4 home runs, 10 runs in total. And Marcell Ozuna has his 7th, and we go to the 7th with the Braves in command of Game 2. Well, our T-Mobile game summary. The alumni parade before the game, and then, Jeff, the parade of home run hitters for Atlanta in Game 2 of this series against the Pirates.
Yeah, the big bats came out tonight. And every single home run hit well, and then we didn't really talk about Ian Anderson. Just 6 innings, no runs.
Ho-hum.
Yeah, just another start.
No walks for him with 6 strikeouts, and now Josh Tomlin's going to come on with a 10-run lead. Josh's ERA has taken a beating because of his last 3 outings. He's been hit very hard. Let's see if he can get into a groove.
Josh, it comes down to location. He's always been so pinpoint.
First pitch is whacked into center by Eric Gonzalez. So the Pirates have their leadoff man on, Gonzalez, with a couple of hits. Let's check out tonight's Coors Light comparison. And our comparison, starters versus relievers at this point for Atlanta.
Yeah, you see those numbers with the starters to the bullpen the last 16 games. Starters ERA is second only to the Padres in MLB. The Braves are only 8-8 in those games with that good starting pitching.
That's on the ground, foul at first. And Ben Gamble down a strike. It's 0-1. After Gamble, it'll be Cole Tucker. And then the pitcher's spot is batting first. Nothing in 2 for Ben Gamble. And this is where Josh Tomlin becomes a very valuable member of your bullpen. Ideal world, he pitches the last 3 innings of this game with a 10-0 lead. Remember, Josh on May 7th went 4 1/3 innings against the Phillies. And a swing and a miss. Gamble asks if it was a strike. The answer was yes. It was a curveball. And Tomlin has his first strikeout, 1 on 1 out. But Jeff, since that 4 1/3 inning appearance, counting the strikeout of Gamble here, he's now pitched 3 innings, 6 earned runs, and 3 homers.
You go back to that Milwaukee game. Like I said, for him, everything was up, Chip. The cutter was just kind of spinning. His fastball location wasn't great. And probably a great opportunity for Josh to come out tonight and get right.
Cole Tucker hitting .220 in the 2020 season for Pittsburgh. His season debut tonight. Might see him in there tomorrow afternoon. First round pick in 2014. 24th overall. Lives in Phoenix. Back to the mound. Tomlin will throw to first, and that's going to take care of the Pirates. A double play. Thank you very much. Josh Tomlin shuts him down again in the 7th inning. 10-0 Atlanta. It's time for the stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas.
The Stretch is presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life with GNG.
Welcome into the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Braves leading the Pirates 10-0. They are putting on a show for not only the fans but the alumni here this weekend. And guys, getting it done with the long ball. Acuna, Albies, Riley, Ozuna, all of them getting in on the action tonight. Nick, 4 home runs.
It's been fun to watch. Finally a blowout. What a great piece of hitting by Acuna on the grand slam for him, number 14 on the season. You got to rock the baby a little bit too, Peter. Ozzy Albies from the right side goes down and gets a changeup. Incredible swing from him. Austin Riley's been so hot. Does this actually surprise you? Absolutely not. 419 to left field. Yeah. In Heredia, what about that? I love that. I love the intensity, the fun they're having, and to see Ozuna get in too is huge, Peter.
I said in the show a couple of nights ago that someone's going to pay for the lack of offense, and I think tonight the Pirates have been that team that's going to pay. I also picked Ozzy Albies as my pick to mix today, even though we didn't get to say it. And I mentioned that he was going to get a home run right-handed tonight. So I'm just saying that I'm really good. Look at the game summary right here. Amazing.
Yeah, this is the kind of offense and the breakout that, you know, I just feel like we've been waiting for.
We've been waiting for a long time. And to see them have the 4 home runs, we knew they had power, 65 home runs, leading Major League Baseball coming in.
On alumni weekend, too.
Having a blowout game going on is huge.
Absolutely. All right, we'll get you back to Braves baseball in just a moment after a word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
ready to play.
Guys, great job with the stretch. 10-0. Nick Green said it best, partner. It is a blowout game. Atlanta's up 10-0. And now they'll take aim at 30-year-old left-hander Chasen Shreve, who made his big league debut with the Atlanta Braves. You might recall he was taken in the 11th round of the draft back in 2010. Was called to the big leagues in 2014. Then he was traded to the Yankees for Manny Banuelos in 2015. Remember, Manny Banuelos was a very promising left-handed pitcher who had some arm trouble. The Braves were hoping it would come back for him. Didn't work out. And Shreve had some really good years with the Yankees. Now he's with the Pirates, helping out in their bullpen. First of 3 great crowds expected this weekend tonight in Atlanta. As Austin Riley's the batter. And he hits this one a mile high toward left center field. Out by that 385 side. That one's going to carry out. Bombs away in Atlanta GA tonight. That's the 5th Atlanta homer. Riley's got 2 of them. He's got 3 extra base hits, partner. Here he comes.
Yeah, we talked about some of his struggles against left-handed pitching. Well, he's come out tonight, as you said, 3 extra base hits, multi-homer game, and about to go get a Panda hug. Panda's got to be tired of hugging.
I was going to say, well, you never get tired of hugging, but your arms might get tired. So Shreve is greeted rudely. Now Dansby Swanson is the batter. So 7 homers for Riley, 14 driven in. And the crowd of 37,545 loving every minute of it. That is driven foul by Dansby Swanson.
And that shows you he's so big and strong. That ball was, I mean, hit a mile high. For the 5th home run tonight. Ooh.
It is a fun night to be a Braves hitter tonight. It's been a while coming. It's pounded foul. Ron Washington makes the play outside the third base coaching box. And the count is 1-2. So Paul Bird, the Braves have been waiting for Austin Riley to not just take his base on balls, but to circle the bases. He's done that twice tonight.
While we're talking about alumni weekend, managers who believe in you, it wasn't too long ago that Austin Riley was in New York playing the Yankees. And Brian Snitker had to field questions about how long do you wait on Austin Riley? Should you send him down to AAA? And he said, no, I believe in this kid. He plays Gold Glove defense at third base. And 2 years ago, he's the reason that we went to the postseason. And we are going to wait on him. He's a special talent who can explode on the ball to all fields. And that's a difference maker, guys. I'm a huge Brian Snitker fan, and that's one of the reasons why he believes in his players.
Agreed, Birdie.
Remember, it was that at bat against Aroldis Chapman, a left-hander, that started this run of pitch recognition for Austin Riley. Homers here against a left-hander in Chasen Shreve. And Paul, I think the other nugget in that comment you made just a moment ago is worth exploring a little more. Talked about that with Brian Snitker yesterday. One thing about the Braves organization, they take great pride in their scouting abilities, their drafting abilities, their developmental abilities. When they get young players to the big leagues, and Brian Snitker, a 40-plus year veteran of this Braves organization, knows everything you can know about how to get a player ready to get to the show and stay here. They give their young players, Jeff, a chance to step in and play. It's not a 1-game or 10 at-bat audition. They'll let you hit for 2 weeks and see what you need to work on. As this ball is crushed, that's headed towards center. That ball is gone. The Braves have gone back-to-back twice tonight. And if hitting is contagious, there's a big-time outbreak at Truist Park in the Atlanta dugout.
Well, that ball's backed up. Look where it goes, Chip. Middle, dead center, stays on it. And ever since we saw that game 4 games ago where he hit that line drive up the middle and got him going, it's 8 for 16 his last 4 games now.
7th homer for Swanson now. So again, it's just amazing to watch. I mean, I think back to when Kelly Johnson came up.
I always say that's a perfect example.
Right, what did he go to start his big league career? It was 0-4 or 1-4.
It was 0 or 1 for like 24, 25 something.
It was a big number. And just like Brian Snitker when asked about Austin Riley, Bobby Cox was asked about Kelly Johnson. And Kelly said, this kid can hit, he's going to play. And Kelly Johnson figured it out and had a great career. And was an excellent hitter. Here with the Braves. So I think back to something Clint Hurdle, former Pirate manager, said, and Colorado manager. It takes courage to have patience at this level.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants instant results and instant gratification, and I get that. Every game's important. But sometimes you have to play it out, grind through it as this ball is down the line. Vargas will try to make the throw. He will, but it's late, and Kevin Smith has his first hit as a Brave.
I was going to say, I'm sure he's like, let me join the hit parade.
Perfectly placed down the line, and Shreve has given up 3 hits to the first 3 Atlanta hitters. Nice play to even attempt to throw there by Ildemaro Vargas. So 2 in, 1 on, nobody out. Let's enjoy a quick message from the Home Depot.
Join Pro Extra to save time, save money, and get rewarded. Heavy hitters score with the Home Depot's Built for Pros loyalty program.
Not sure what you say to Chasen Shreve other than good luck. The Braves have hit 5 homers with their last 13 hitters.
Wow. I'll say this, the one thing that Braves, you talk about being patient, being able to do that. They do a good job of, to me, bringing 1 or 2 guys up every year, giving them the opportunity to do that. You know, you talk about some organizations will bring 5, 6 young guys up and play them right away.
Another hot shot, this one to center, but the park's going to hold that. Already is retired. Back to first is Kevin Smith.
So you don't put a lot of pressure on him, Chip, and you say, hey, go be yourself, do what you know can do, get better, learn.
And in the case of like the 05, the baby Braves, when you and BMAC and Blaine Boyer.
But you still had tons of veterans.
That was my point. You weren't just being thrown to the wolves, as it were. So there was a transition period for you guys. Conversely, you look at the Pirates and some of the other teams that are going through what Pittsburgh's going through. That's really tough, I'm sure, to find your way without that Pablo Sandoval to lean on, who's had big time experience. 0-1 for Josh. He turned it loose, didn't get it. And it's 0-2. Braves will announce their starter for tomorrow after the game. Mitch Keller will pitch for Pittsburgh. 4:10 is our start. And Tomlin lifts one toward right center. Polanco gives way, and Reynolds makes the catch, and that's the second out. In celebration of 150 years of Braves baseball, Coors Light has released limited edition pints. These pints feature Cheers to 150 years messaging, as well as the official Braves celebration logo. The code on the side of the pint unlocks an augmented reality experience with special prizes. And you can get your limited edition Coors Light pints to celebrate 150 years of our Atlanta Braves, and they won't be around all year. They're available through the end of June. Now remember, you said something about you being involved with that. As Acuna rolls one to the left side, Vargas has it. We'll ponder Jeff's answer as we head to the 8th inning. It's all Atlanta, 12-0.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Georgia drives Chevy. And by Sherwin-Williams. Bring color home. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
It is all Braves. 12-0 is your score. A couple of home runs for Austin Riley. His first multi-homer game. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s hit a grand slam. Josh Tomlin back to work for his second inning in relief. Ian Anderson, 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs or walks, struck out 6. Will Craig will pinch hit as Pittsburgh goes to work in inning number 8. Craig got the start last night, had a couple of hits. He's the pride of Wake Forest. So these Pittsburgh colors ought to feel very comfortable for the former Demon Deacon. And rolled foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chasen Shreve, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 homers. One ball, 2 strikes for Will Craig. And that one smoked to the left side. Riley dives, scrambles to his feet, throws wide to first. And Craig's aboard to start the inning. Great play by Riley to stop it, but couldn't throw accurately to first base.
Say he's doing everything.
That's an infield hit. The second one of those for Craig in the series. Said about Riley a lot. He is a big dude. We know about his power. He reminds me so much of Troy Glaus as a third baseman. Same body type. Hits the ball just as hard, just as far as Troy Glaus. But he is so nimble and quick that from that standpoint, he reminds me of Scott Rowland for some reason.
Yeah.
So what a combination that Riley may turn out to be at third base for the Braves. One ball, no strikes. This one driven toward left center, but Heredia's got that one measured up. Kevin Newman is retired. 1 out. Let's enjoy a quick message from Delta.
Reconnect with more. Delta, the official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
Ryan Reynolds is the hitter this very special night. We've honored Bobby Cox. We've honored all the Braves alumni, but there's someone else that deserves special recognition tonight too.
Yeah, I want to send a happy birthday to Karen Francoeur, my lovely mother. And a great Mimi to the grandkids.
Mimi, that's a great grandma name. Base hit to right. Runner's going to head to third. The throw is going to be off target. Bounces away from Riley, but no further damage. Pittsburgh's got him first and third with 1 out. So Karen, happy birthday.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing your son with us. We really enjoy having him, and I'm sure you're glad he's not with you tonight because he'd eat all the birthday cake.
No doubt.
So a shutout would be nice, but that's in jeopardy as the Pirates have runners at first and third, and Polanco looking toward the Pittsburgh dugout. Do you want a different bat? I think so. As we hope you've enjoyed the Friday night showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente tonight. Braves have hit, lost count, 6 homers,
6 bombs,
and 5 of them off lefties, which is a real encouraging sign. That's something that was troublesome.
Those last week, finally getting to see some and get at bats, it helps. I think it was like two lefty starters in like the first 28 games or something. They have 14 home runs versus left-handed pitchers in the last 9 games they've faced a lefty.
1-0 pitch.
So you see what that's done for him, getting ABs.
Two balls, no strikes for Gregory Polanco in the Pittsburgh 8th. Braves lead this one 12-0. Nationals extend their lead to 4-0 over Baltimore. Boston 8-3 over the Phillies. That game's late. Marlins have tied the Mets 3-3. Could be a productive night if Miami could win tonight. The pitch. Just missed a corner. 3-1. Curveball. Cubs and Cardinals are tied 2-2 in St. Louis. Cincinnati leading Milwaukee 6-4. Three-one count. And Polanco rips that one foul, headed toward Paul Bird in the camera well. Paul was ready to make the play. Luckily, the railing knocked it down. If you need to entertain clients, plan an office outing, or host a family event, well, Truist Park is your place. Bring your team to see our team. Our beautiful ballpark has over 12 hospitality spaces, either fully private or semi-private, and for groups ranging in size from 12 to 500. See all the spaces and request the information at braves.com/hospitality. 3-2 pitch is popped up. Long run for Riley. Foul ground. He's going to have room. He's got it. There's the second out.
Good pitch by Josh to come back on Polanco. Austin had to run a long ways with the shift, but got over and got under it. Great night for him.
I'm going to guess 87 feet. The distance he had to travel. Just a guess. Might be able to stat cast that. Here's Jacob Stallings. He's singled in 3 trips. First and third for Pittsburgh. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Everybody's geared for dead red. If you can throw your off-speed stuff for strikes, these hitters are so aggressive. They might screw themselves into the ground. It's 0-2. Officially it was 96 feet. So close. But still a long way to go.
And you were under. So
I was. So according to the Price is Right rules, I
you're
win.
a winner.
Feels good to be a winner, doesn't it, Hal? No balls, 2 strikes for Jacob Stallings. And the pitch. Ooh. Just did foul that off. 1 ball, 2 strikes you count. Great crowd again. 37,545. It is so awesome to see this ballpark lively. People smiling, having a good time. Braves hitting home runs, pitching well. Hopefully a whole lot more of that to come in the days and weeks ahead. Tomlin's got him set up. The 0-2 is way outside. Let's see if that sets up the outside corner for the Pirates catcher, Jacob Stallings. Stallings 6'5". That's more the size of a first baseman than a catcher ordinarily. This guy looks pretty good behind the plate. lives in Nashville. Braves country in the offseason, and a swing and a miss. Tomlin works around first and third, strikes out Stallings, and sends us to the home eighth. This is a special one. The Georgia Sports Hall of Fame in Macon, Georgia, honored two of our Bally Sports colleagues, Brian Jordan and Tom Glavine, part of the great class of 2021. Those two wonderful friends of ours were among 8 inductees for this year's class. The 65th annual induction ceremony will be held tomorrow night at the historic Macon City Auditorium. The folks in Macon do such a great job honoring everybody in sports in our wonderful state, and congratulations, BJ and Tommy. It's a wonderful honor.
Yeah, and I know they're our two colleagues, but besides that, just good people, and we love them. And like I said, for them, congratulations. We're proud of y'all.
Yeah, and that's why they weren't here for Braves Alumni Weekend. They were able to get them inducted with the rest of the class, so they'll have a great time tonight. Look forward to seeing them both back here at the ballpark. Wilmer Defoe, a position player, is going to come on and try to save an inning for the Pirates. They're down 12-0.
Well, look to Freddie to swing here sooner than later.
Yeah,
struck out versus Anthony Rizzo. You don't want to go a second time.
All kinds of changes for the Pirates. Will Craig's at first base. Gonzalez moves over to third. Vargas is in left. Ben Gamble is in center. And you've got Wilmer Defoe throwing 88-mile-an-hour changeups. And Freddie Freeman. And it didn't stick in the glove. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He put changeup up. I think that's the heater. I don't think he's got that good a control of 2 changeups in a row. I mean, if he does, tip my hat.
Called for a breaking ball, the 2-2 pitch. And it is outside. It's a full count. What is this like as a position player?
It's a nightmare.
Is it really?
Well, when you have a guy actually throwing this hard, you know, if someone's lobbing it at 50.
And Freddie takes ball 4. Of course, that was a big source of new school, old school internet fodder with the Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox, with Yermin Mercedes hitting a home run on a 3-0 pitch when his manager said don't swing. Like we said, I don't know that there necessarily is a pitcher's count or a hitter's count in the game anymore. The Twins threw behind Mercedes the next time he came up. I believe it was Duffy.
Tyler Duffy.
Tyler Duffy, excuse me. Tyler Duffy. Matt plays for the Cubs. Tyler Duffy, and he got suspended 3 games. No balls and a strike, and that one is hammered over third, headed for the corner. Freddie Freeman around second. He's chugging for third. Vargas digs it out, and Freddie's going to stop at third as Ozuna has his second hit of the game. Look, for the Braves, who have struggled mightily offensively, there's no sympathy if it's a position player on that mound. They want to pick up their hits and get on a roll. And I guess that's the new school, old school rub, right? There's the, okay, let's respect our opponents. Let's not run up the score. It's 12-0. Don't swing on 3-0 counts and the like. Versus, hey, you know what? We got to get paid. This is what we do. Let's swing the bat.
You see how Ozzy's batting right-handed here? I think with him just kind of tossing it up there, it's going to help him stay on it.
And for those who wondered, by the way, if the first the 2-0 pitch, the seemingly incongruous agreement or disagreement about what happened in Minnesota between Tony La Russa and his players had an effect, it hasn't. They're in first place.
Playing good baseball.
2.5 game lead over Cleveland. Boston leads Tampa Bay in the AL East. Houston has caught and passed Oakland. And now Defoe's in trouble. 2 walks in the inning. The bases are loaded. Well, here's Riley. One thing's better than a 2-homer game, and that's a 3-homer game.
Yeah.
Braves have already hit 1 grand slam tonight. That came in the second. Ronald Acuna Jr. touched one off. And the first one is out of play foul. Twelve runs on 15 Braves hits. So you said it's a nightmare from a hitter's perspective facing a position player pitching. You've been in both spots.
No, there's no pressure as a pitcher. I mean, you're not supposed to do well.
Right? Didn't think of it that way. But you did pretty well.
For 1 inning.
For 1 inning, right. And that's
yeah, I should have said I'm done after the first.
High pop into center. That's going to be deep enough to bring home Freddie Freeman with the 13th run. Ozuna's going to head to third. He tags up as well and give Austin Riley a 3 RBI night. So another run is across. First and third for Dansby Swanson. Dansby, for the second straight night, Jeff, is a triple away from the cycle.
Yeah.
3 hits last night, 3 hits tonight. And that almost got him on the way by. Defoe is not trying to hit anybody.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman's the last Brave to hit for a cycle. June 15th in 2016. Braves on their way to avenging a 6-4 defeat last night. Game 3 tomorrow afternoon. Dansby homered last time up. It's our StatCast presented by Google Cloud.
Yeah, went dead center on this pitch, just a tick under 107. Saw that 435 deep into the ground screw area.
Washington has won. They beat Baltimore 4-2. As Dansby takes ball 4, 3 walks in the inning. And Kevin Smith is coming up. Nobody up in the Pirates pen. I was listening to MLB Network Radio today, and CJ Nitkowski, who lives in Atlanta, is one of the Texas Rangers broadcasters, made an excellent point that I hadn't thought of as Smith digs in. With games getting out of hand with so many home runs and so many big scores that we see from time to time, not necessarily high batting averages, but big scores. If you have your designated position player who's going to pitch, I wonder if that guy throws bullpens once a week just to be used to pitching off the mound.
Yeah, I think if he's going to throw like this, obviously if you got a guy that's coming in there to try to throw 91,
right,
and cut and sink, but because you don't want to obviously hurt someone's arm. But yeah, just like this, give him 15 pitches.
That's down the left field line. That is down for a base hit. Ozuna scores. Albies is going to stop at third as the Braves have scored 14 times. And Braves just keep on pouring it on here. 2 hits for Smith. There's his first RBI as a Brave. So, Bertie, what do you think of that idea from CJ Nitkowski?
Well, I like it. I mean, I got to say this, as a pitcher, when you throw downhill off a mound, it taxes the back of your shoulder, unlike playing long toss on flat ground. So a position player right here, he doesn't want to get injured. That's priority number one. So I am in agreement with that. I think it's brilliant. I've never heard of that idea before, but shout out to CJ.
Strike one to Heredia. That's up and in. I guess the way I would describe it would be it's like auto insurance. You have to have it. You want it. You hope you never have to use it. And that's what a position player pitching is in a 14-0 game. This one into right center field. That is going to get down. Gamble didn't play that all that well. One more run is going to score. And you can see what the Braves are doing here. Ordinarily, you'd score 2 runs on that play.
Oh, yeah,
the Braves want to get this game over with just as much as the Pirates do. And this is, I think, the part of the respecting the game thing that Tony La Russa might have been getting to. Braves have every right to swing the bat.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely
play it
swing
station
the
to
bat.
station.
Yeah, I think Gamble actually probably could have had that ball. I don't know if he thought it was going in the gap more. He kind of took a route.
So with the pitcher spot up, Josh Tomlin, the Braves will pinch it for him. Ede Adrianza is going to come on and swing the bat. 15 runs on 17 hits. And he is finally announced. Nice comeback outing for Josh Tomlin. 2 innings, 3 hits with a couple of strikeouts, no runs. As this ball is hammered to right field, that's going to clear him. First pitch grand slam. Braves have hit 2 grand slams in this game. It's 19-0.
Well, that's a nice pitch hit.
Yeah.
Finish the game 1-for-1 with a granny.
So Acuna and Adrianza have the grand slams tonight. That's his 2nd career grand slam. So Defoe in the 8th inning has retired 1 batter. 3 walks, 2 singles, a double, and the home run.
Now, you know what else this does? Helps the run differential.
Yeah, it was minus 19 coming into this game for Atlanta.
So you hang on right here, you're back to even.
Well, the goal is to get back to 500, right?
Yeah.
So we've done that from an offensive standpoint as Acuna is retired. There's out number 2, and Freddie's going to come up again. There are also those who don't like the position players pitching because of the risk of injury and the like. They have said maybe we ought to talk about a mercy rule in baseball. You get a 10-run lead after 7 innings. That's it. I'm not in favor of that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
That's what makes the game so great is the possibility of crazy comebacks. Think about the Brooks Conrad game, for example, against the Reds. As Freddie shoots one the other way down the line. So he's got a hit. And Freddie will gallop into second. So in a game like this, everybody's having some fun. You talk about releasing the pressure offensively. That is certainly the case for the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. was getting the sign. He had a left-handed batting helmet on, and Brian Snitker said, no, you're not hitting left-handed. Come back here, son.
I think Snit's saying, I appreciate the effort. Good try.
Yeah. A shot towards center. Gamble on the run. Not going to get there. That ball is going to carry to the wall. Freddie Freeman comes home to score. The Braves have scored 20.
2 doubles in an inning for Ozuna. 20 runs on 20 hits.
So the run differential of +1 now for Atlanta. And Ozzie Albies is coming up. Every Braves position player who started tonight has at least one hit. And Polanco near the line is there to make the play, and the Braves score 8 in the 8th. It's 20-0 Atlanta.
Ball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. Yamaha, the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha boats and wave runners. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
All Atlanta tonight. Just a missed extra point, the only blemish so far. Braves have hit 7 homers. 7. They've hit 2 grand slams, one by Acuna, one by Adrianza. Austin Riley has hit 2 homers. Adrianza the second slam. And now Jacob Webb is on to pitch. Really rooting for this kid to get over the hump, and you can understand where he is mentally and where he is on the mound for the Braves. This is the perfect game to hopefully get him back. And we're speaking, of course, of the awful hit by pitch of Kevin Pillar of the Mets in the previous series. Ildemaro Vargas leads off the 9th for the Pirates and had a good cut. Fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. Give that guy a lot of credit. Wilmer Defoe. He gave up 8 runs.
He's got a 1.08 ERA.
1.08.
Yep.
Thought it was higher than that.
Well, it was. He got a couple outs
That's
there.
true. But his bullpen will thank him the rest of this series. That one's on the ground. Webb almost stumbled as he reached for that baseball, but gets a ground ball out. Eric Gonzalez is 2 for 3. Eric Gonzalez, 2 hits. And downstairs. This, I guess, would be the challenge, Jeff and Paul, is right-handed hitters for Jacob Webb. How can he trust himself, trust his stuff to pitch inside? Obviously not with intent, but for effect.
You've got to pitch inside to be able to do it. You have to execute it out on the field. It does first start in the bullpen. But the one thing you tell yourself is, you know, Kevin Seitzer went down and sat. He's been hit in the head twice. Kevin Pillar had no problem with it, encouraged Jacob Webb. So people know his heart. They know it wasn't intentional. You tell yourself that, and you take that mindset and attack the inside part of the plate right there. Yeah, that pitch was important.
Yeah, I agree, Paul. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, the fact that you can throw that pitch and say, wow, you know, it's effective. It's what I wanted it to do.
If a hitter hits a line drive off my chest, which has happened before, you know, it's part of the game. I mean, I'm not going to get mad at the hitter. That wasn't intentional. It's part of the game. And certain things like that happen. And, you know, Jacob, everybody is pulling for him, and I hope he bounces back quickly.
Yeah, and to be clear, we're not, I don't think anybody thinks it was intentional, and that was not it at all. But I think we have to look at these guys as people first, right? They're competitors. They go out and try to play baseball. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, not in the way that Pillar was. But the fact of the matter is, this is a very tough business, tough game played by tough men, and you have to climb back, Jeff, on that horse. You know, you bunted a ball off your eye and had to have surgery. That had to be a very difficult thing to do, to come back into a professional game and try to bunt.
Each game you get, each rep, it becomes a little bit easier. And
off Webb's glove, deflected it to himself, and threw a sinker at first. Riley couldn't handle that. And the Pirates have runners at first and third. Jacob, you've got really good defenders behind you.
Bertie, I was going to ask you that. How hard is it as a pitcher, like when you see a ball like that, to just get out of the way.
It's instinct. You can't.
I know, that's what I'm
it's instinct.
saying.
You can't stop.
I mean, that ball goes through. It's an easy double play ball.
We needed the Tyler Matzik reverse Statue of Liberty play.
That's right. A base hit for Gamble. It's an error that allows Gonzalez to go to third base. So there's the change for Cole Tucker, who checked in and lined into a double play in his lone at bat. So again, Webb's appearance will have nothing to do with the final score of this game, but it will have everything to do about his continued evolution as a big league pitcher. Fastball changeup combo. And plenty of good things to talk about on Braves Live after this one tonight. The Braves up 20-0. And Braves Live is always presented by Xfinity. Nick Green, Peter Moylan, Kelly Kroll standing by from our Plaza stage in the Battery, Atlanta. Battery's going to be hopping tonight. Good try, didn't get a swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3, 95 at the knees. That's more like it, Jacob. Way to go. 2 outs.
3 changeups, then you come with the heat. Froze him.
So 1 more out to get. And the Braves will move ever closer to 500. Afterwards, Brian Snitker will greet the media. We'll carry that for you. We'll find out who's starting tomorrow in game 3 of the set. Will Craig, the final Pirate hope. Pittsburgh has 10 hits, by the way, in the game tonight, but no runs.
I don't know who's going to start tomorrow, but I wouldn't mind seeing Bryce Wilson get the ball after that start he had against Toronto last week. 6 great innings. But they got some options.
And we'll find out for sure. Hopefully after Will Craig is retired, the Braves can finish off a 20-0 shutout. Boy, did this team need this. Little tapper. Can anybody catch up? Dansby bare hand can. A run is in. That spoils the shutout. A soft ground ball off the bat of Craig. And the Pirates are on the board. It's 20-1. This guy has 3 infield hits in the series.
Yeah. And it's not exactly your fastest runner either. He's just hit him in the perfect spot.
So the walk comes back.
And that ties us now in the run differential again.
And we'll start again tomorrow. Last time the Braves had 2 grand slams in a game, July 14th of 1997 against the Phillies. Ooh. A lot of firepower tonight. 7 Atlanta homers. 4 runs in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, 8 in the 8th. You talk about a game, Jeff, that had add-on runs. This is it.
Yeah. And then some.
Acuna, one of the grand slam men for the Braves, his 2nd of his career. Kevin Newman, again, the final hope for the Pirates. 0-1 pitch. And now again, Webb a strike away, and then it's fireworks time at Truist Park.
Fans are ready for fireworks. They're getting double fireworks tonight.
No question. On the field and off. 37,000 plus had a great time tonight. The pitch is driven toward right. Acuna is there. How apropos is that? Braves win it 20-1. That's your final. Way to go, Jacob Webb. Austin Riley, Jeff, a big night as well, and the offense came to life in a big way.
Yeah, you needed a night like this. Just a nice, relaxing win. Everybody feels good, smiling. Just like last night, though, on a tough night, you got to come back tomorrow. Hey, this was a great win, Chip. Got to come back tomorrow and play good baseball. Good start.
Good start indeed for Atlanta. They've evened the series with the Pirates with 2 more games left to be played. Mitch Keller will face a Brave starter yet to be named. 4:10 first pitch, 3:30 our coverage starts on Bally Sports Southeast with Braves Live. For Paul Bird, for Jeff Rancour and our entire crew, Chip Carey, thanks for joining us. Braves Live presented by Xfinity is next.